What is up, everybody? I don't want to talk about it. I just like how, so, to quickly address the elephant in the room, right? I got the trap again on a main account on GSSR, so, you know, that was great. But, you know, again, I wouldn't have even done it if I wasn't, you know, streamer, YouTube, whatever. Because it's like, but it's even worse than I thought, right? Because literally, I'm not exaggerating. I didn't want any of the banners. None of them. Because the only banner that was any good was like the one that had Arthur and Romulus in it. You're like, oh, but that's got loads of characters you like on it. Yeah, loads of characters I already have at an NP rank that I'm happy with. So it's like, what do I care, right? But, you know, I was like, well, you know, maybe I'll get, you know, Orion or Moriarty. And if I get a higher NP rank of like Romulus or Arthur, although that doesn't mean much to me, it's like, you know, sure, it's not a bad thing, but you know, of course, there's only one thing in that banner that I don't want, which is fucking Trap Face, and of course that's what I got, and that's what I got last year, because, you know, and then I think, I tell you, my GSS, everyone's always like, streamer luck. Like, I've gotten double Summer Tam, Ishtar, fucking double Trap Face, right? It is not great, right? Now, sure, some people like those servants, but I don't, so, you know, not helping me here. Yeah, they really want to make sure you get your NP here, apparently. Let's see if we can actually kill off our taunt walls. Hopefully these guys do, like, you know, any amount of damage. I guess what we do is have George triple taunt and then have Shin Gong single taunt one of their NPs if we can stall that long. But yeah, they added Muramasa, how about that? Which, you know, I don't care about at all, but I'm happy for it, because I know people have been waiting for him for ages, so I'm glad he finally got added and whatnot. Hey, Lucky, thank you for the sub, I appreciate it, man. No, I'm totally with you, Zaw. The last, like, 3 or 4 GSSRs, if I wasn't a streamer, I wouldn't have done them, wouldn't have cared, wouldn't have looked back, wouldn't have bothered me at all. But, that being said, it'd be nice if I could, you know, stop getting the one thing in them that I really don't want. And Looking Glass, Jesus, thank you, guys. You know, don't... We don't need the scam train right now though. Like I'm good here. Like you use that on, you know, yourself here. It's New Year's and all that. But thank you for the 255. I do appreciate it. So Gil's not getting a rate up this year, which feels bad because I was wanting this account to try to go from MP4 to 5 on Gil because, you know, Gil hype. But I don't know. I'll probably do the GSSR in this account just cause and then cry. But honestly, I want to do that banner even less on this account because, like, okay, if it gets Arthur, great. Now I have an NP1 Arthur on my ult account when I've got him already at 10, 10, 10, level 90, NP3 on my main. I'm really glad that those boars attacked George there and you know, took care of that last 500 health. Thanks, guys. You got him. Okay, now I have to attack with Muramasa. This is not... Killing off the taunt walls is not going very well. Finally got Dante. Well, congrats. I'm glad. Some people have gotten, you know, like the one thing that they wanted, so that's great. I really stand by this stuff. There's only like one servant you actually want, and like the other 6 or whatever you don't care about. It's really, yeah, I would skip generally, unless I don't know, unless you know, you've got the disposable income and you don't care, which really I do, so I shouldn't really complain. But okay, at least they killed George there. However, I did get another copy of Tristan, which is cool to have him at NP2. The problem is, I keep Tristan for his interlude because it's a really good stage to mess around with, and so I'll never have his upgraded NP. So, you know, that kind of sucks. Chin is probably going to kill this. Fuck. The least damaging combo I can do is this. I think he's going to kill it though, which is really frustrating because it has its NP and it would kill Shin Kong. I like how they give you this stage to try to test out Muramasa, and it's like impossible to test out Muramasa here. Because like the enemies are so weak you can't even kill your fucking taunt. Oh my god. I'm so glad right now. Yeah, screw you. Oh my god, that he didn't. I cannot believe that thing's NP did not kill a level 1 caster. How are you supposed to, like, Jesus. And hey Zarek, thank you for the 200 bits. In what is that? What was it? I couldn't see it. Mayandu. Thank you for the 6-month resub. Appreciate it. Level 7 board. Fuck it, we'll just start smacking things now. Wonder if he's got a BM combo. I wouldn't say he seems very busted. He seems busted for people that, you know, are doing double Castoria stuff. It'll be like, he's blatantly designed that way, and they know Castoria is the meta, and people want that, and they want Muramasa to be meta. So he's a very meta farming unit, or even in challenge quests if you need AoE and you know 3-turn go burr. But for like a normal player that's not necessarily doing like double Castoria or Castoria waiver and crap like that, he's good, and he can get NPs off on his own without needing Castoria, but not like, you know, he's not gonna 3-turn anything, but like challenge quest wise anyway. But he has no defense, but he has really, really good offense. He's got Pierce Vulnerability, he got lots of different ways to get bonus damage, you know, removes their offensive buffs, and that's a really nice niche. He's very, very, very good, but he's not like my newbie account, right? My newbie account is not gonna summon a friend's Muramasa and just get carried, right? He's not at all, right? Like, again, no survivability. You know, there's a lot of other things you could summon that would do better. But for people that are, you know, got like Castoria and stuff like that, you know, he'll loop super easy and have, you know, abnormally high damage and everything. Let's see if they added his music to the NP. I would imagine they did. Let's find out. Like how Qingong is still alive. Want to see how much refund he gets off 2 enemies. I'm gonna imagine that the version we summon is going to be, I guess, a bit more normal, right, than the enemy one. But we'll see. Yeah, they added it. I'm not. I'd be disappointed in them if they didn't. Again, not really a fan of Muramasa, but that would just be stupid if they didn't add that. That's pretty cool. I like that Buster though. That's cool. Don't kill it. God damn it. Well, we really didn't get to see much of Muramasa there. Qingong, by the way. Yeah, his NP's done pretty well. You know, not my style in the slightest, but I feel that people that like him should be, I would hope, satisfied, right? He seems to have good animation quality and whatnot, so. Alright, let's see if we can get really lucky. This is just so bad. Okay, like, look, even from my main account's perspective, like, of course I'm not gonna roll on this. Like, of course I'm not gonna roll on this. Of course I'm not gonna roll on this, although I will say MHX would be nice just because of the UHC costume, but, I mean, just, all of these are just so easy pass. Like, so easy pass on all of these. And again, this one, my main account, I already have MP3 Zigguard, I already have MP3 Arthur, because, you know, I saved up and rolled, well, not for Zigguard, I got lucky on that one, but, and I got MP2 Romulus, so, like, I don't really care about those. And then Gilgamesh, on my main account, really don't care about it, because I've got him, you know, level 100 and all that on this account, so it's like, most of the things I could get, I wouldn't hate them, but it wouldn't really matter, right? Where then I got Trap Face, which is the only thing I didn't want. Yeah, apparently Tsukihime, apparently though Tsukihime is not gonna be on PC, which is really weird for a company that literally only exists because of making PC games, right? So I'm really confused about that. Like, that's honestly really weird. I think it's a business strategy though. They're like, oh, like, a lot of Japanese companies are always like really worried about piracy and stuff, so I bet you they're putting it on console because it's harder to pirate those at first, and then after it's been out on those for a while, then they'll put it on PC or something. Because that's really fucking weird. Or they just didn't want to announce it, and maybe it is coming to PC later, right? No, Fate Stay Night started on PC, and then they made a PS2 version. And the thing is, it's a stupid mindset, and literally any industry veteran will tell you this, right? It's like, if you make a proper PC version, you know, first off, you can limit piracy, and piracy does not have a significant impact on sales, and literally not putting your game on an entire platform is going to lose you way more sales than you would ever lose from piracy. And as like you know, like the CEO of Steam puts it, or Valve, which is completely accurate, piracy is a service problem, right? If you're having large issues with piracy, it's because your business model sucks or your service sucks. That's overwhelmingly true, right? Because, and for example, some of the most pirated things, like from Japan, are things that never get official English releases, so they couldn't buy it legit anyway. Like, way to go, Einstein. You know, here's a good example. Vanilla Fate Stay Night has been pirated in North America a lot because there is no official release in North America, right? If you could just buy Fate Stay Night on Steam, they would make a lot of money off of that, right? But they don't, so they get pirated to hell. It's just dumb business. There are, like, any industry veteran that has a lot of experience in this department will say this. It's like, if you're worried about piracy, you're doing it wrong, right? And you've got other problems, right? It's like the really lazy way of trying to combat piracy, but like, yeah, I just won't even put it on PC, right? Like that, it's dumb, right? And you know, not that I'm supporting piracy. Piracy is obviously, you know, bad, but it's generally, most people that pirate are people that wouldn't have bought your product anyway. So you're not losing money, right? It's not like they're breaking into your store and taking something from you, and it's a digital thing. And most people, not all, but a huge number of people that pirate would never have bought your product anyway because they don't have the money or, you know, whatever. Like, there's most people that pirate, all they do is pirate stuff. And then for the ones that, like, it's the only game they ever pirated, it's because there's no way to properly buy it. Most people aren't scumbags, right? And if they have the money and there's an easy way to buy something, they'll just buy it. People are not gun shy about, like, buying games on Steam. The sales back this up dramatically, right? Most people, I would say, are actually too lazy to pirate something, right? Because it actually takes more work to pirate something and figure out how to get it to work and worry about getting a virus and blah, 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 where you can just go to Steam, throw down a few dollars, and you're done, right? People overwhelmingly prefer, oh, I just realized I can't actually do the GSSR on this account because I forgot to buy the, it's funny, I have 10 paid SQ, and that's from the last GSSR, I'm like positive. So I have to, it always takes me forever to remember how to buy SQ. Give me a second here. I'm not very good at this part, and especially on my alt account, because I use Secure Folder from Samsung, and it makes it a lot harder to do this. Where do you... okay, I think I got it. Dude, I remember for the longest time... okay, now it's asking me what my age is, right? And it's like, it doesn't matter though, I'm never gonna go over the limit anyway. I think you should click the bottom one though. Anyway, I remember for the longest time, I thought you were not able to buy SQ unless you were out of SQ. So I could never check, like, the prices and stuff, because I didn't know you could go to that other menu and do it in there. Alright, let's see. I need to buy 5, which means I have to buy 12, because the other option is 4. I swear they did that on purpose. Like how it kills the music. Think I did it right? This is way easier than last. I remember last time I had to, like, hook up my app store and everything to Samsung Secure Folder or whatever. Okay, I think I got it. I see you, Zal. Okay, yes, I have it. Alright. Alright, let's see what we get here. I Gilgamesh. Really, Gilgamesh, El Moriarty, or Orion. Or, like, the only things I would really want. Because everything else I have in my main, or it's Trap Face, right? If I get a third Trap Face, I'm really not gonna be happy. So, wait, someone got suspended because they were trying to translate the stream? What? That's a great PR move. No, we actually don't want more customers knowing what we're doing. That's like banning people for showing a trailer right? Oh, hey, I wish my main had gotten that. That's one of the better outcomes. I really wish my main had gotten that instead of, you know, trap face. I'm okay with this. We take those. But, like, when people, like, get banned for posting a trailer, and trailers are literally designed to be seen by people to get them interested in your product, it's just the stupidest thing. Dude, did he seriously get in trouble because he was translating the stream? That's insane. Like, that's just, that, again, horrible business practice, right? That does not make you money. You look bad, and you're actually damaging the amount of people that get eyes on your product, right? Like, way to go, champ. At least we got Orion, though. I'm happy with this. I'm really not happy about having it on my ult, though, because one, I don't play my ult as much. My ult doesn't have the mats and the QP and all that kind of stuff to do with the 5-star right now, but it's certainly better than a lot of the alternatives. But JP is notoriously behind the times when it comes to understanding, like, you know, marketing in the modern era and those kinds of things. Which I think Tsukihime shows as well, but we'll see how that pans out. And then we've got the fact that the, you know, New Year's came with no quality of life updates, and, you know, now it's been 6 months, like, on the dot. And the command code UI is still in shambles. You know, that's great. I honestly can't, and I love people that act like, you know, oh wow, how you know, I can't believe anyone's complaining about the command code UI. You're just looking for something to complain about. It's kind of like your house is on fire, right? And you're like, wow, you would complain about your house being on fire, right? It's like, it's not asking for a lot from a multi-dollar company to have basic UI functionality, right? Like, that's not asking for a lot. Like, it really isn't. Like, the command code UI is really bad, and they've even said it's bad. And so, for example, making a brand new UI from scratch, because ultimately they're obviously going to want, like, from what they've said, they're going to want the UI connected to, like, the party screen. So when you're selecting the party, like, you would select your units and your craft essences, you also select your CCs, right? So they said that's pretty much what it sounds like that's what they're going to want, right? And if that's going to take them a little bit longer to make, fine, although it should not take 6 months, dear God. But it takes almost no effort at all to make very minor changes to the current command code UI to make it less insufferable, right? It's not asking for a lot to, like, remove all the confirmation messages, right? That's a big part of the problem, is there's a million confirmation messages. You know, now that respecing is free, there's no need for those. That's not some drastic change that takes a lot of dev work. It just isn't. Right? And then, like, for example, just not showing the animations, because it shows an animation when you equip and unequip a CC. You can just cut that, right? That's not a lot of work either. And then one of the best things they could do is allow you to switch a command code from one unit to another, like you do with craft essences. You don't have to go to the other unit, unequip the craft essence, then go back and then equip it, right? You literally don't have to do that, but you do with command codes. Those 3 changes are very simple and would just be a band-aid fix, sure. It's not necessarily the permanent state you want the UI to be in. But that's completely, if they would just do that, which would take no effort, I don't think anyone would complain. Like, literally no one would complain anymore if they just did, like, that band-aid fix. Because that would make it, yeah, it'd still be a little wonky having to back out and go to the menu and then go back to the game and everything. But that'd be pretty, you know, smooth and easy to deal with. And then if that would easily hold people over. I mean, they claim the spaghetti code is not there anymore. And even with spaghetti code, what I just said is not hard to do, especially because they already have UI in the game that does that, right? So I don't buy that. It's just lazy, honestly. It's just lazy that they don't fix these things. Like, I'm out of like giving them, you know, the benefit of the doubt at this point, because it's so many years in. They've made so much money. They've made another game, right? They're just lazy when it comes to this stuff. Now, you know, as I've said before, maybe they're justified in being lazy because Aniplex may not be paying them very well, but, you know, I guess we'll see. That other game that they made, Soccer Wars or whatever, is like a giant copy-paste of FGO. It's actually kind of funny, like, how copy-paste it is. Oh god, the day 1 animations. Alright, well, I kind of want to... do something with Muramasa because we didn't really get to. Does anyone have them that we can just use? Because I guess we could use them on Limbo. That's kind of a yeah, the gameplay is really similar. The events are like completely copy pasted. Like they're literally doing the first summer event right now. This is a really weird stage to test Muramasa out on because it's such an abnormal stage, but you know it's a fun one. So Persona got him in P3. Well, that's nice. Yeah, that is kind of funny doing Muramasa versus Limbo. I didn't think about that. Let's see if anybody we already have added has him. Not looking likely. Yeah, I kind of figured they wouldn't make his mats too ridiculous. Well, there we go. Maniac with the... Wow, Maniac's got a big boy Muramasa already. Jesus, he was ready. Alright, we got not like amazing command codes, but decent enough. Okay, we're probably going to lose because we don't have the debuff clear command code, and he has no anti-debuff in his kit. So, yeah, probably going to lose. We'll see what happens, though. Maybe we test him somewhere else. We have plenty of stages. Oh, we could test him on, like, Lobo from Epic of Remnant. Dude, even with the music, this intro is so much worse than Shimosa's. Because, like, there's no sound effects for a lot of the graphics, right? So it's just... It's pretty empty. I will say, when he's fighting a king, that's nuts, right? 20% damage is enough to be like, oh yeah, it's like charisma, right? It's like a skill, right? And he'll just permanently get that, and it can't be removed or anything, so... Right, here, let's get our own music in here. Sadly, this stage's BGM isn't anything too spectacular. Okay, bad opening hand, but we're used to those. Really, lore accurate wise, his MP should kind of be Buster's single target, but I don't think that would have been as popular. It's pretty obvious he wanted him to be super meta, so I mean they want everyone to have every reason possible to roll for him, pretty much. Okay, well I guess we just do this. Although critting is bad in the first wave, but it's still probably worth it. Yeah, you do less damage when you crit in the first wave, or bar. Bonk. Yeah, I didn't use the second skill because I don't want star rate. Like I don't want to make stars than crit. It's actually bad. Let's see. Guess I just do this. Why didn't I cast this last turn? I forgot. God damn it. We're gonna be seeing a lot of Muramasa's NP this run. I think it's gonna be very easy for him to loop here. Yeah, now they're gonna buff Merlin or something, or add another support. Watch Morgan just be like the most disgusting buff support ever. %. Okay, game. Man, now I've gotta crit. Rip my damage here. Should have swapped those cards around. Command code would offset the gimmicks, which would be nice. I think he would beat this if we just had the command code to remove debuffs. I think we're gonna just lose to insta-death. That's enough, man. Imagine though if you're fighting 3 enemies, how easy it's gonna be to loop. As I always say, it's not about, well, like, I don't know why people keep doing this. It's not about, like, comparing one skill to another skill. It's about their total kit. And, like, for example, the star rate that Muramasa has is basically there to compensate for the fact that his hit count's not very high on his MP. Where Emiya doesn't have, like, you know, a skill that gives as much star rate, but it doesn't matter because he makes way more stars anyway. Now, overall, Muramasa is better than Emiya, but that's because one of them is a 5-star and one of them is a 4-star. So it's like, no shit. But like, it's not about directly comparing, oh, this skill's better than that skill. It's about what's their entire toolkit and like how does their toolkit work with what they have. Where like Emiya, first off, has the option of being Art or Buster, which is actually very good. Right, and then he has a lot of synergy between his skills and what his NP actually does. So like Emiya is an extremely good 4-star. But again, it's a 4-star versus a 5-star. This turn is going to be kind of frustrating because we're removing debuffs that aren't the one we have to, but gotta stay ahead of the curve here. He can generate plenty of stars because again, he's got that skill that I just talked about. It's got 100% star rate on it, and then he's got a star bomb. I mean, he's not like, you know, Valkyrie where he's making 50 stars, you know, every single turn like no problem. But in the short term, he can make plenty. Like he's really good for 3-turning because once you run out of gas, the stage is over. But he will run out of gas. You know, he's got the big star rate and then the bomb, and then he's kind of done. But you know, a lot of times that'll be good enough. I will say though, you know, with Castoria, he's really, really disgusting. But any halfway decent art unit is, that's kind of the thing. If he's like the only rare thing on your team, he's not gonna be really anything that exceptional. He's not gonna be bad. He's gonna be totally serviceable, high damage AoE unit, but he's not doing anything like broken, like at all, which is fine. Yep, we're already pretty much screwed here. He actually will have a hard time here, even with the command code. If we had the clear command code, we'd be doing way better than we are right now. But because he has no hard survival, you know, he's going to get blasted by the NP before the NP gets nerfed, and that's going to really fuck him up. So he might have a bad time here. Like, his damage output's very good. He's got nice utility with, like, you know, the pierce vulnerability and bonus damage if you have evade or invincibility and stuff like that. Got the territory creation for the art up and his own art up, and his NP gives him damage up and stuff. Like, that, you know, very, very good kit, like, clearly. And if you have Muramasa and you summon a friend's Castoria, right, you're gonna have a very easy time looping, right? You don't necessarily have to have double Castoria, although that'll work really, really well. Yeah, he has no defense. And that's what I was saying. If like you're summoning him, or he's the only rare thing on your team or whatever, you know, there's some pretty big holes in his kit, right? No survivability, and he doesn't have like anti-debuff or anything like that. So like there are definitely some you know, gaps in his kit, but he's also, you know, he's basically aimed at the meta, right? Because the meta is, you know, bring all the strongest supports ever, only have 1 DPS. You don't care about defense at all because you just want to, you know, win in 3 turns. So he's so aimed at like what the meta is, which I hate the meta, so I don't really care about that, to be honest. I think the meta is so unhealthy for this game. I mean, he's directly aimed at like the whole, you know, Castoria or, you know, or double scatty style of gameplay. Like it's obvious that he's aimed at that. Well, we got the insta-death now, so that's a GG. We might have lost anyway, like I said, though, just because. Well, if we had the clear command code, though, we'd have a good bit more health right now. But he'll be cutting it close, but I think he can do it if he's got the command code. Alright, let's see, where else can we test him? Let's try Lobo. I do not expect him to beat Lobo. Most things can't solo Lobo anyway, especially someone that's AoE. But we will get his niche with, because Lobo gets evade every turn. So we can do huge damage with DNP, so that's kind of cool, actually. But, I don't expect him to beat this just because he's AoE. And again, no survivability against Lobo, excuse me, is pretty rough. But we are level 100 and all that stuff, so we'll see. Kind of expect that Maniac is asleep right now, because he probably stayed up really late, and thus, you know, failed Muramasa and everything else, so it might be hard to summon him right now. Oh, it only affects his crit? That's kind of random. It won't matter though, I mean, we're going to be critting a lot, and we're going to have the crit up in the Star Bomb and everything, so, I mean, it'll still be able to get through the health bar pretty quick. Yeah, I'm assuming Maniac hasn't actually logged in a while. Come on, game. Might have to remove people whenever this happens. It's like the only way you can get it to summon people. I haven't logged on in a while. Oh, this game's supportless, dude. Okay, I'm gonna have to remove some people. I kind of need to do that anyway because my friends list is way too big. Don't even know who that is, so feel smacked. Let's see here. I'd remove myself because it's so easy to add myself back. Feels bad. Okay, let's see if that helps any. Normally you don't have to remove that many. But I might remove myself because I logged in fairly recently, like on my crap account and stuff. Granted suspect, yeah. Now we're getting Persona, no problem, but not Maniac. Come on, game. This is getting out of hand. There we go. God damn. Alright, let's do this proper because I don't want to have to summon him again. Jesus Christ. Yeah, I don't think they wanted to make Muramasa super lore accurate because it wouldn't be meta, and I think it's just they really wanted him to be meta. They wanted people to, you know, have every reason to roll for him. They're trying to make that money. They should make good money this month regardless, because I'm sure some people are going to roll for Muramasa, of course, and then the GSSR as well, so... Yeah, honestly, I would have liked Muramasa way better if he was like a 5-star Orochi, that single target. I would have vastly preferred that. But I probably wouldn't have rolled in Muramasa no matter what they did, so I'm not really the target demographic here. Yeah, they showed like servants that are coming up this year, and one of them is Ushi, funnily enough. So, dude, it's really weird she hasn't been added yet, because unlike Canis, her animations were done. But a lot of people think now she's probably going to be Valentine's Day. But it's weird to me that they didn't just rate her up when, you know, she was relevant. I think it was kind of a mistake. George's new animations are really good. Alright, time to go boom. Wait, isn't he going to lose the evade, though? Because if I NP, it'll get rid of it. So I need to crit first. Shit. That sucks. Because yeah, his evade is 1 hit. Well, I could do the 80% because it's more likely to crit, or we could do the 50-50. Let's do the 50-50 because we also get NP up. Just get lucky, forehead. Well, there goes that. So much damage, and we didn't get it there. We had a crit buff, and then the evade, and yeah, oh well. Blew, and then the 80% didn't crit either. Okay, way to go, champ. But no, the reason he wouldn't have evade anymore is because the evade is only 1 charge. It's not about the NP removing defensives, it only removes offensive. It's the fact that if you attack, it's gone. Wow, that really sucks. We didn't get our NP off our third skill either. That was just really unlucky that neither of them crit there. That really sucks. That's gonna hurt our value so bad. Like, that put us behind like 3 turns at least. But yeah, it sucks. It's so hard to summon this Muramasa, but that was unbelievably bad. Because it's not just that we didn't get the damage and the loop there, it's that I can't use my 3rd skill, and we brought Atlas, right? So it's like, that's just so backwards. That'd be pretty great, Beastly. Then Hohenheim would be super meta because it's easy to have Hohenheim synergize with units like him anyway. And if you're needing some extra guts, right? And then you can make him do so much damage to justify the extra trouble you're having to do. So it's like, it's worth it to do things like bringing Hohenheim and maybe having a gut CE and no starting NP and stuff like that. I think that'd be really, you could still make that really good, especially for challenge quests. And then it'd be really unique and also lore accurate. I think that would have been awesome. But I think they wanted him to just be super, you know, meta, and like you don't have to have super specific stuff. I'm not really that excited about Tsukihime because I never really liked Tsukihime that much to begin with. Now the remake may be way better, but there's no way for me to know, right? It could also be worse. And then it's not even coming to PC, which is really weird. But I'm glad it's happening because, you know, the fans of that have been waiting forever, so I'm happy it's happening. I'm not really happy with the way they're handling the business side of things, but that's because I never happy. They're just really out of touch in my opinion. But, you know, hopefully it's good, but, yeah. Tsukihime was never, like, that up my alley. It has a few characters in it though. Some of the, like the bad guys and stuff I thought were pretty cool. So we'll see. And like, you know, it's not like I hate it, but I don't really hype it either, right? Muramasa just cannot catch a break right now. This is ridiculous. I think the collab would be a good chunk after. The only way they get a collab in a timely fashion is if they're planning it in advance, which they've done occasionally, but normally they don't even start working on the thing until the other thing is done. Like, you know, they didn't really, you know, the APOC collab was quite a while after APOC aired, like the anime. You know, they weren't basing it off the books, really. So, yeah, it could be a similar situation, but they've obviously known this is coming, like, way in advance. And, so, I don't know, maybe they'll, you know, they'll time it in a more, you know, like, quicker. So, like, we'll just have to see. Because if there was something I could see them kind of, you know, working on in advance, it would be something like that. So, time will tell. The question is, who would the welfare be? I guess it would be other Shiki, which, boy, that would be boring. Oh my god, I made 0 stars. That's honestly so bad. I don't think we even use our second skill right now. I think we use it on the next one. Like, that's just not good. Although we got 50-50 anyway, but now let's not. I'm just gonna try to loop here and then set up the next one to be good. I don't think she would be a welfare because she's too popular. I could see her being a 4-star though, and then Arc being the 5-star or something like that. But I feel like, man, what? I wonder if they would do none of the antagonists. That would really suck if they didn't add at least one of the antagonists. But honestly, with like how a lot of other collabs have been, I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't. That would suck, man. Wait, why did I do that? Because I already used the star bomb. Yeah, I had to use it. It was last turn or never. It was literally last turn or never. Dude, that's really awkward for him in a solo because you basically have to get lucky, right? You basically have to, well, you could offset it with a star bomb command code and star absorb. Like that would actually make it way better in a solo. Because like the turn where you want to do it, it's very difficult to really have any fucking stars. But yeah, having Star Bomb would be huge for him. I almost want to do Anniversary Blonde just because it's the only way to really do it. That was really unlucky though because I had made 0 stars on the turn that I wanted to use the first skill. Yeah, they'll probably put the antagonist on CEs, yeah. I could see them doing like Shiki Welfare, Arc 5-star. That would make a lot of sense. But I mean, every once in a while they have made the Welfare someone really, really popular. So you never know. But I definitely would think it would be Shiki. Although who knows? What if they did? Can you imagine if they did a Tsukihime collab and they didn't put the main character in? I actually could see them doing that because you gotta have the self-insert be the one interacting with the new characters, right? Oh god, they might actually do that. They might seriously do that. Oh god, because yeah, the main character, because like with K and K, the main character is a waifu, right? So they don't mind, right? But I could totally see them doing that. Yeah, Gray was really popular, BB was really popular. Like I was really surprised they made BB a welfare. Yeah, but Zig is really different because he, like, it's not like there was a bunch of really popular waifus to hang out with in APOC, right? Like, no offense, but like, it's just not the same kind of setting, right? You know, APOC setting, first off, a lot of the characters were already in the game, and the whole setting is just a lot of characters in one place, right? It's very different, right? It's kind of like the factions and everything. And Zig is decently popular, honestly, in Japan anyway. Where Tsukihime, it's more about like just hanging out with those specific characters, right? And so I really could see them not adding Cheeky because of that, like very much so. Because its cast is much smaller, right? We'll see. It's hard to say because it is pretty whack not adding the main character, right? But there ever was a time, I think this would be it. Zig is actually quite popular in Japan. Like, I think your all's perception, you all are you're just wrong, and it's because your all's perception is clearly coming from NA, because self-inserts are not that popular in North America, but they're fucking huge in Japan. Zig is not like the most popular main character ever by any means, but Zig is pretty popular in Japan. He's not like super hated like he is in NA. And even in NA, it's honestly just, I think it's more of just like Reddit circle jerk, right? There's a lot of people that like Zig even in NA. There's a lot of people that don't, absolutely. But it is not hard to find Zig fans if you actually look for them. You know, if you're just like in, you know, looking at like the social media, you're not going to really see it. But there's actually a lot of people that like Zig. It's not, and that, again, that's in NA. And in NA, self-inserts are not particularly popular, but in Japan, they're just huge. Like, they're just fucking huge. Now, obviously, Zig is not nearly as popular as like a lot of waifus, you know, like Joan of Arc or something, right? Of course not. He's not that level of popularity by any means. But you know, I'm sure you can find haters for him in Japan, just like you can. I mean, you can find. There's a lot of people that don't like Shiro, right? You know, there's a lot of people that don't like Shiro, but there's also a lot of people that, you know, Shiro is their waifu. So, dude. So normally, Muramasa's second skill would be pretty easy to get value out of. The reason we're having trouble getting value out of it is because of Lobo's gimmick and that his evade is only one hit. That is just making this horrible. So I take the Buster is so much more damage, but then I'm more likely to loop if I do the art, and it's also a higher crit chance. This is just, it's not gonna do that much damage without the Buster card though. And we didn't crit again! Dude! Just, Muramasa just cannot get a fucking break on this stage, dude. What the fuck? God! Like, just could not get cards, can't get crit, and then the gimmick here is just a giant middle finger to him. Like, seriously, the gimmick here is just such a middle finger to him. Good God. I would just, oh, then he double defense buffs. Okay, you know what? I'm going to a different stage. I'm taking my ball and I'm going home. I don't think you're gonna beat this stage anyway, but good Lord, I would like to just get the basic value that you're supposed to get out of this skill. God damn it, dude. I bet you though, Maniac will end up giving Muramasa Star Absorb on his art cards, and that'll help quite a bit. Show off the king damage. It's honestly kind of dumb when I had to switch accounts, but I guess I will. But like, that stage is pretty easy if you're a Saber and he's a Saber, so it's not going to be any way to test anything, but it will be hilarious because, although I guess we won't be able to get our, I just want to fight someone that has evade or invulnerability, for God's sakes. Maybe we go to CCC or something. Oh yeah, hold on, I gotta boot up Samsung decks. Give me a second. It takes a while to switch. But, yeah, there's probably something in the CCC that will have, it's like Cleopatra, you know, she does invulnerability when you break her health bar. So he'll probably get his ass kicked there because Cleopatra is actually pretty tough, and he's AoE. I think she counts as king. I'm trying to close Samsung Flow because you don't want Flow and Dex running at the same time. It makes all kinds of problems. And I literally just cannot find Flow to turn it off on my phone. Like I'm blind. There it is. God damn, dude. Alright, here we go. Good old Samsung Dex, making you restart the game 3 times before you actually get into it. Wait, did I kill my sound? I think I killed my sound. There we go. Hold on, I gotta do a few things real quick. Hold on, it's such a pain to get switch from Flow to Dex. Wait, I swear I switched my screen to be the right one, but apparently I didn't. There we go. Okay, I think I'm ready now. Jesus. Oh yeah, I haven't even done the trial quest on here. But all right, we'll do Lion King just cuz. But this is going to be such a terrible test for him because he's counterclassing and the stage is pretty easy if you're counterclassing it, but it will be pretty funny to get our anti-king bonus. Still won't be able to do our crit bonus. Oh, I'm gonna have to remove people. I need to remove people on my main account though, really bad anyway. It's gotten way too big. Let's see. I always feel bad removing people, but it's like, Jesus. Can always add me again. It's not like when I remove people I have any like problem with them. It's just gotta have space, man. I'm always adding and removing Jin, but it's because I don't ever want to use his units when we're not like doing specific stuff. So and I'm so overboard here. Rare to see a Grailed Kid Gill there. Those people don't log in, so they don't actually show up. They can get in the way. Let's see if that helps any, but probably not gonna help too much. Yeah, I really should remove myself, and I've done that many times. Does anyone in chat have a 10-10-10 Muramasa? Because it'd be really nice if we had someone that could log in so it wasn't so hard to do this. I guess here you just do Anniversary Blonde because you need guts to not die. Yeah, everyone's got him scuffed right now. Which is, you know, pretty standard for a new unit. What? Let me look. I remember I saw his mats earlier, but I kind of forgot. I didn't. Oh, good lord, his mats are so easy. What the hell? Those are so easy. Because like most people have never even used any of those, the demonic flame thing. Like the guaranteed ones you've got is enough. The hard part I would imagine for people is just like the skill gems and things like that. Although really not even, because we just had a lottery, so... Hold on, my volume is still messed up. I don't like using Dex though, because you have to have my sound thing in the way. Alright, what are we doing here? Yeah, if you've been, you know, getting other new units, then yeah, I could see you not having the flames. I'm surprised more people aren't like smooth sailing, just because if you haven't cared about any of the recent units, then there's really no roadblock for you. This is funny though that we're just getting 20% more damage all of the time because of King. Like, that's a noticeably higher normal card damage than you would generally see, like in this kind of situation. Like, I don't even need to NP. Like, this is what I was talking about, so this is why this is such a bad test for him, because it's like, this fight's gonna be over before we would have gotten any real value. Like, I don't even need to NP here. And then I just blow her up with an NP, right? Like, it's nothing. And then he doesn't break. Way to go, champ. I mean, we still win, but now it's not as smooth. Little short there. Make stars, please. Yang CE against King. Yeah, then you have 60% damage bonus all the time. It's like you're an event servant when it's not an event, pretty much. Pretty strong. And you have fearsome vulnerability all the time as well. Bit of diminishing returns there, but it's not that bad. He might live here, because yeah, he's counterclassing. But you could bust her crit, you never know. Yeah, that was quick. Nope, did not even need it. Alright, the question is, can we kill her now? Because we didn't kill it last turn there, and then because we used our guts when we didn't need to, we're kind of on the clock now. I guess we do that. I think he's got this. Yeah, and the 3 turns is really nice. Yeah, you should have this here. Yep! She dead. Also, not a single person reminding me that entire time to eat the app. Tisk, 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 man. And that'd be such a horrible stage to lose. Yeah, I really want to see. We've yet to get to see his second skill get the bonus damage, but okay. Here, let me do his child quest real quick. Oh, I'm gonna switch to the ult account soon, and we'll start doing Lostbelt 5. This is one of those New Year's where they didn't do anything. There's no event. It's just so... Like, there's Muramasa, right? That's it. So there's not much to talk about or do right now. I mean, there's no, I don't know why I have to keep explaining this. Like, unless it's a really hard, proper boss, you don't want to fight a Lancer because then it's too easy. Like, every single boss, like in CCC or like in an interlude, if you counterclass them, it's way too easy, and you're not actually getting like a test out of their toolkit because like anyone could do that. What you want is like to fight something neutral, right? That's still somewhat hard, because then because you're at neutral, that it's kind of like mimicking a real boss fight. Because like when they make a real boss, like a challenge quest, or like, you know, Demeter or Zeus or you know Gawain or whatever, you know, those bosses are scaled really differently from like what they normally do. So like even if you are counterclassing them, you know, they're still doing a lot of damage to you, right, and stuff like that. You know, they still can, you know, kill you decently quickly. Where if you're fighting a boss like from an interlude or a side boss from like CCC or whatever, they're not like that. And so if you are counterclassing them, it's just trivial, right? You're not really seeing the unit's like damage survivability ratio, right? You're not seeing that at all. I like how we just cannot get our taunts killed here. He has a different animation for his third. Yeah, I kind of figured. He's so popular, I kind of figured they'd do a different animation. I'm assuming though not every animation's different, but I'll have to check that out. It'd be weird if they changed all of his animations, just because like from a concept, like would it be like, I guess they have him fight more like Shiro or something? Like I don't even know. It's the only thing I can think of. It is every, really? I guess we'll have to test that. I guess the only thing I can think of is if his third stage is like a lot more like Shiro. That's like the only thing I can even think of. I shouldn't have taunted. I should not have taunted, because they're not gonna one-shot him. I should have taunted when they were gonna NP next turn. It's even more samurai? That's kind of weird. Because he's already way more, you know, katana weeby than like normal Shiro, so I kind of thought they'd go the other way, but I guess not, apparently. Well, still can't get our fucking taunt killed. Does his NP change? NP doesn't change? That's kind of disappointing. But I'm not surprised, because like thematically it works both ways, and then like I don't even know what you would do aside from like just making a different camera angle and stuff like that, so. I hate when enemies are so weak you can't fucking... Like, I don't even get it. When they want you to test out a new unit, it's gotta be harder than this to actually do anything, right? Like, this... It's just nothing. Like, even in a team setting, like, if you're wanting to do Castoria, loopy stuff, or just, you know, whatever, you need enemies that are stronger than this to do anything. Like, it's silly. Oh my god, of course you do that. Okay, whatever, I'm just killing. I mean, literally, we're on turn 9. I'm not, what did I just say? Nothing that came out of my mouth had anything to do with challenge. I'm not talking about making a trial quest like a challenge quest. What the fuck is wrong with you? Like, if you want to show off a unit's animations and get people to want to roll on them, you know, you should at least have enemies as hard as in a fucking free quest. Like, nobody's gonna get to see, oh look, he can loop really well and crit really hard when the enemies have 3,000 life! You just killed him with a quick card from your fucking waiver, right? Like, who, it's, like, you don't, so many people are gonna be done with this stage before they even saw what the hell was happening, because it's such a joke stage! The final boss has 33,000 health! Like, what are you talking about? Like, this has nothing to, oh, not everybody wants to have a challenge. I'm not talking about challenge, right? When you have 3 waves of enemies, like 3 enemies each wave, and they've got like, you know, 20k in the first one, you know, 30, 40k on the second one, and then like a boss with 100k. Whoa! It's just so challenging. Better bust out the blue cubes for this one. God. Well, I mean, literally when a stage can't kill a level 1, right? How are you gonna fucking see your enemy? Like, so many people are gonna want to do this trial quest to see Muramasa's animations. Like, obviously, right? But because if you're in a team, you know, you're not gonna get your full hand every time. I mean, hell, if you literally might not get to see any of his animations, and enough people, you know, millions of people are gonna do this trial quest, right? You are going to have somebody that, like, on the first 2 hands does not get any Muramasa cards, and try as they might, they're going to kill every mob with their other normal cards, or they're like trying to, you know, be meta and use like their NP or something, and then they'll one-shot the Hydra at the end with 1 card, and that's it, right? Like, wow, boy, that's getting the hype going. They're gonna, I don't know if the blue cubes are gone or not, but I think they're gonna add more every time they add new main story, because they literally said they added them so people don't have to do hard boss fights, right? So every time I think they do main story that's difficult, they're gonna add new ones, I bet. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I need to do on this account before I switch to the newbie account. Oh yeah, don't they have like a bingo thing or something? Which isn't really bingo, it's actually just do dailies. And the new command code is crap, unfortunately. I think it's like 5% crit and a heal for 100 or something like that. It's not particularly useful. I'll take all those summon tickets though, it's nice. Alright, let me, I'm just gonna start a stage. So I use some of my AP, then we'll go to the newbie account. Actually, I won't do that in case I need to access my support list for whatever reason. I don't want to be in the middle of a stage. Alright, let's go do Lostbelt 5. Hell, we could have done that anyway. If we wanted to show off Muramasa, we probably could have shown him off there, really. Alright, there we go. Can you imagine, like, right now, on accounts that have gotten every command code they've ever added, like, you've got so many, it's kind of a problem, because, you know, the UI is a bit of a mess. Can you imagine, though, if they don't fix it, and it just keeps going, and they just keep adding command codes, like how insane the list is gonna get? They're probably going to add a filter system, though, I bet, like they did with CEs, where you can, like, sort by effect. Which, unfortunately, if you don't read Japanese, that's not going to be particularly helpful, but if you memorize a few of them, it'll be somewhat helpful, like, for your, like, most used ones. But the new command code they added is nothing. Alright, what do we want to do here? I think Ricky Boy is gonna... You know, let's use our Artoria that this account got. Why not? What do we want to summon to support her? I would say, like, Shakespeare, but nobody slots Shakespeare. It's all Merlins. Oh, here, I can slot my Shakespeare. There we go. I can't wait for a Shakespeare animation update. They'll probably kind of phone it in a bit, but there's so much potential with what you could do with it that I hope it's as good as Hans's. I would love it if, like, it was like how he was in APOC, with, like, getting in the costumes of, like, the different people he was representing and stuff. That'd be really cool if he did that, and, like, you had him, like, you know, doing that for, like, you know, his, like, famous characters and whatnot. I think that'd be pretty cool. But I don't know if they're gonna be. I don't know if they can be bothered to do that. I think they could be bothered to do that if the animation is very simple, right? If you have to like draw a new outfit for a bunch of different attacks, but but if he barely does anything, like if he doesn't actually move, and they have to like reanimate his legs and arms and stuff, then I think they might be willing to do it. Because like with Hans, they had to animate or draw, I should say, some unique assets like for the other characters and stuff. But there's like no actual animation happening, so they were willing to do it, even though he's a low star. So for Shakespeare, they might do something similar. So that would we'd get something cool. It wouldn't move around much, but it'd still be nice. So we shall see. Do I want to do Ox King just to get Big Damn? Yeah, let's do it. I'd love them to like buff Shakespeare though, and give him an animation update. It'd be nice if he got to be a staple low star, outside of having Poster Girl. Let's see. Part of me wants to go K-Scope, get first in P, and then yeah, let's do that. Oh man, I need to do his thing to get his Buster up. Gotta do his, strengthening quest or whatever the fuck. Unlock the third skill. Guess Hans then switch Mystic Code. Okay, Qin Gong instead of David then. Here we go, we should be able to double NP with this. Although, I guess we could give Qin Gong starting NP, and that's another way to get Shakespeare in here. A Rosh in the back just for NP gain. I mean, Bond gain, excuse me. She's got this. I don't know what this stage is, but she's got it. I'm gonna game volume down a bit there. I mean, I don't really agree that the recent animation updates for low stars have been like good. They really haven't. They've been more like, how flashy can we make them look without actually having to reanimate them a lot? Now, I would say George they did pretty well with, because they actually did reanimate his limbs a little bit. Not like loads, but they did some. Certainly more than they've done with the ones before him. Like, George's is pretty good, right? They actually drew the horse. They actually drew his back leg more than once. I think they drew it like 3 times, which is more than they normally do these days. So that one was solid. It wasn't like, groundbreaking in terms of like quality. But it fits them, it looks good, so no problem. But like, a lot of the low star animation updates, they basically do a lot of like particle effects and stuff, and they never reanimate them, so they look very stiff, and it kind of stands out to me as not being particularly good. And like, sometimes it works, like with Hans, you don't really expect Hans to be moving around a lot, so it's okay. But like the creations he makes and stuff still are just a still, JPEG, right? Like they're not actually animated. But it works well enough for him, right? Caesar's kind of in the middle. Caesar's kind of in the middle. They were pretty lazy with like, they didn't actually animate his arm. It's just CGI, shit like that. He's okay though. Like he's like, Hector was pretty bad. Hector I think was, and I hate to say this, I love Hector, and like his new attacks, like the ideas behind them are fine, but they were so lazy with Hector. He's basically never reanimated. He has very few animations, right? Like he just uses the same animations a lot. He's got one of the smallest animation sets they've ever made. So they've been kind of hit and miss. I mean, even for 5 stars, they've been hit. Animation updates in general have been pretty lazy lately, right? Yeah, like Bedivere, I think was pretty lazy. Still looks better than it did, but it's still lazy. It's very stiff and rarely reanimated. His NP is like 1 frame of animation. It's like, Jesus. Like seriously, Bedivere's NP is 1 frame of animation, like, or his chest moves. It's like, okay, right? It's pretty fucking stiff. But his sprite looks better and all that kind of stuff. But like Okita and Scath, they're not really putting a lot of effort into those. They're like, I think people just get fooled by, and it kind of pisses me off because this is why they do it. And this is not new. This is not unique to DW. This is like an industry standard. You try to like make people think something is high quality and fancy and stuff because you put like a lot of particle effects on the screen and shit, and it distracts them from the fact that you're not actually animating anything. It's like a parlor trick, right? And a lot of people actually fall for that in FGO, where they do an animation update and they basically never animate the unit ever. It's just paper mache, but they put particle effects everywhere, and then people think it's like, oh, look how fancy this is. It's like, that, you know, to me, that's really fucking lazy, right? And especially because when they make new 5 stars, they generally, like, you know, Muramasa is animated a decent amount. You know, they actually reanimate his chest when they need him to change angle. They reanimate his front leg and back leg, and they reanimate his arms when the angle. And so, you know, they put a decent amount of effort into Muramasa. They really did. But he's also a new 5-star. That's generally when they do put an effort into things. It's the animation updates that they're generally lazy. I can't actually remember a time that they made a new unit that I thought they were lazy with. Generally, when they make a new unit, they generally do a good job. Like Ricky Boy. You know, Ricky Boy's... You know, they actually reanimated him a decent amount, but like when they, like, Scat's animation update, it's just like, come on. Like, although her sprite looks better, and, you know, the particle effects look better, again, they almost never reanimated her. Like, her extra attack is a giant excuse to not reanimate her, right? Like, she jumps off screen so you can't see her anymore, and she plunges down in the exact same, you know, pose, you know, nothing, again, just paper mache stuff. Like, okay, that's true, JP, but... that's a welfare. Unfortunately, welfares, they kind of treat the same way as animation updates, where they try to animate them as little as possible. Because even Karna, although, you know, he looks cool and everything, they almost, if you watch his animations frame by frame, it's just paper mache stuff. They almost never reanimate him, ever, for all of his attacks. Now, it still looks okay, and they were able to kind of pull that off and have it look okay, but he's still very low effort on their part. Like, welfares are in the exact same boat as animation updates. They do the bare minimum to get by. I mean, here's the thing. You might like Scath's subjectively, but objectively, it's lazy. There's no way around it. It has significantly less animation frames than, you know, other, like, new 5-stars. Like, it's very obvious. Her NP is 2 frames of animation, right? It's like, that's crazy. Like, it's really sad because the older game, you know, although their NPs look bad, for a lot of cases they'd have more frames of animation than that. A lot of the animation updates in welfares have 1 to 2 frames of animation in their NP, their most important animation, right? Where when they make new 5-stars, they generally have like 6, 7, 8, 9, or even 10, or even more animations, right, than that. Like, it's pretty fail, honestly. And like Okita's the thing about Okita was obviously they barely did anything, but you know, I think a lot of people found it looked kind of janky, and I think that's why so many people have noticed that one. Arash's could have been better, but again, with a bow user, you don't really, it's easy for them to be lazy with a bow user and have it still look good, right? So it's really, that kind of works out. And it's the same thing for Karna. Karna is lazy, like there's not a lot of work put into Karna's animations, Saber Karna, but it still looks okay, so it's not so bad. And same for Arash. They really did not. There's very little animation being done for him. It's mostly paper mache again and particle effects. But he's an archer, and so you don't really need it, right? And so I think Arash turned out, you know, basically Arash looks good, but it's kind of like just a coincidence because, you know, they're able to be lazy like they normally are and have it still look okay, right? So, but I would say George. They did put a decent amount of effort into George, and maybe it's a new leaf. So you know, maybe they'll start putting more effort into stuff moving forward, right? Maybe they were just rushed with the other ones, and we'll see them, you know, do better moving forward. We'll just have to see, though. You know, I'm gonna really surprise chat here, Dusty. I'm gonna blow your mind. I haven't actually examined Summer Kiara's animations. Who would have thought that might be the case? Hey, Kelvin, thank you for the gifted sub, man. I think I just butchered your name, but you know that's how it goes. I should though, because I like to pay attention to those kind of things, just because you can kind of see, you know, how much effort they are putting into stuff. So honestly, the worst 2 I can think of is like welfares and then Hector. And I hate to say that about Hector, because at least like subjectively I actually kind of like it, but objectively they were so lazy with Hector's animation update. Like, holy, she didn't kill. Okay, I should have done the Buster last. I thought we had that. I'm taking forever to get through this now. But generally, when they add new 3, 4, and 5 stars, like brand new ones, they normally do a pretty good job. But George is the best low star I've seen in a while. Again, he's not like blowing me away, but this is a low bar, but this is like the mindset they've given me. So many animation updates, they just do not reanimate the ligaments ever. It's just paper mache, right? Especially for low stars. I'm so used to like low stars here recently where they just never reanimate them ever, right? Where George, they like actually reanimate him at least 2 or 3 times. And I'm like, yeah, that's not actually very many, but that's way better than normal. It's really disappointing and like worrying to me though, because like when they first started doing animation updates for like Emiya, you know, Ku, Medusa, Medea, you know, all those. Yeah, even though like the sprite quality and like the choreography and stuff wasn't like the best, they weren't afraid to reanimate ligaments when things called for it. Like with Ku, they reanimate Ku's legs and arms quite a bit. Because like, oh yeah, he's doing this attack, so the angle changes, so we need to reanimate, you know, because it'd look weird if we didn't reanimate his back leg. So they do. But they don't do that anymore now for like low stars especially. Even if they're doing an attack where it's like, yeah, you really should have changed the angle in their back leg. That looks really awkward if you don't change it. They do it anyway. They're like, oh no, just have the animation go by really fast and have particle effects everywhere. No one's going to notice that they're breaking their back leg, right? So it's kind of annoying where some of the older animation updates that like, you know, yeah, the sprite quality is not as good and things like that. But they actually bothered to reanimate them, right? Or nowadays, it's like, man, you gotta like, it's really rare for them to reanimate, you know, the characters anymore, which is just crap, dude. All right, this is the turn I care about though. I want to see like what kind of loopy nonsense we can pull off here, because this is totally, you know, budget supports and everything. We got nothing fancy here at all. I guess I do that again just because I can. Now, I guess what really worries me is that will she do enough damage, but I think she should. This is my first time using my Artoria, and she's only MP1 and we're still going max aside from the third one. So Artoria Lancer can be good in challenge quests, but it needs to be challenge quests where you're fighting like, you know, 6 enemy bosses like NA just had and things like that, and each health bar is not too big. If in those kind of challenge quests, she can actually be pretty handy. But if you're dealing with like just 3 enemies and they're all really beefy on health, then it's not so good. Unless you've got a like level 100 NP5 2k foe, right? If you really muscle it, you can kind of, you know, make up for her meh NP damage that way. Because legit, she's got, you know, a lot of damage up, and she's got piercing vulnerability, and she's got a 50% battery. You know, these are nice things. So she can work in challenge quests, but she's not, well, that's kind of cool, though. We don't even need Qingong if we didn't have them. Just do this, and then boom, we're good to go. Alright, let's see what damage she gets here, because these are like all the budget supports, right? There's all the budget supports, but then she's into 1 and blah blah blah. This should be pretty good. I mean, anyone with this many buffs should hit decently hard. I think if they upgrade her NP, just upgrade her NP, she's going to be so much better, right? Because she's got a decent stat line, she's got an attack up, she's got a buster up, she's got a huge battery, she's got piercing vulnerability. These are great. She just doesn't do enough damage. When you're she's such an NP focused unit. I don't think anyone would deny that. She's all about either NPing immediately with no help, or like NPing and then using your third skill and NPing again, right? Like that's what she's about. And you have piercing vulnerability while you're doing that, but the damage is just so meh that, you know, it's hard to justify. So if they would upgrade her NP, I think that would really, really help her out. You know, maybe add a little of, yeah, see, look, she didn't even kill the middle one there. Like, that's pretty, suspect there. Yeah, I agree. Muramasa should have been Buster and, you know, kind of a single target Arash. But that's lore-wise how it works. But they very much wanted him to be meta. They wanted him to be like the, you know, totally usable by the most meta, right? Like, so, you know, they wanted everyone to want to roll for him, basically. Like they did not want to have anyone to have an excuse to not roll on him, right? Like, surprise, surprise, one of the most anticipated units in the entire game, they made you completely targeted at the absolute, you know, meta of the game right now. I kind of want to use her again and see if we... I tell you though, I think because this account, there's no reason for us to keep rolling story right now. I think we will save up and see if she gets rated up for the second movie, and I'll try to get her in P2, because I'm probably never going to get her on my other accounts, because she's story locked and everything. So it's kind of cool that this account has her. So we'll see if we can get her in P2 and kind of make her like the thing on this account for other than Herc, obviously. But like, you know, we'll make it. You know, might as well. It gives me a reason to, you know, care about the ult account. So. And hey, maybe we'll get lucky and they'll add a... Dude, if they add a Lion King skin for her and give her an animation update, I'll be happy to have her at, like, in P2 and stuff. Because Lion King's got the cooler armor and, you know, is a cool antagonist. Oh, wow, already, this is already happening. I mean, I know it's not, like, the big moment, but yeah, Lion King is really cool. Got the glowing green eyes and the cooler armor and everything, so... How soon do I want to use my skills? It only has 95k. See if we can get lucky here. I could use the Mystic Code, but I want to see if I can just get a crit here and then use that for the next health bar. And before they make you only kill one health bar though. Just you know, crit for 105,000. Jesus, she almost one-shot us there. Good thing we had guts. Damn. Didn't quite get there. Oh, fuck. Well, I can use my MP and get piercing vulnerability. Stop hitting yourself, by the way. Hey, she started it. Oh, so that, you know, we got the other one right there. So they obviously had to reanimate his chest there, right? The angle changes so much, and I think they reanimated his back leg there. That's like a big thing that just makes a lot of the animation updates look bad. Is regardless of what they're doing, like if they should be like changing perspective and whatnot, they will jump through hoops to not change the perspective, right? So the back leg and like arms and stuff stay the same as much as humanly possible, and it just looks really bad when they do that. And they generally try to cover it up with, you know, particle effects and crap like that. Requiem Welfare though was, I never remember how to say her name, but like that was the worst I think I've ever seen. She is so bad. And not only is it so bad, but it's just so disingenuous because they tried so hard to cover up like her back leg and stuff with particle effects. But it's crazy. She's literally breaking her leg like all of the time, right? It's so bad. That face though. That armor looks so dumb in my opinion. I know some people like it, but I think it's just terrible. Yeah, I definitely prefer Second Ascension. Which is just like, you know, his, you know, canonical look anyway, and I'm always happy to, you know, use that version of characters, because it, syncs up with, like, you know, what you see in the anime or whatever. I know, limit over 0 you can't use on Muramasa. It's really dumb. Dude, it's because the Noob, they made him Buster, he probably wouldn't be meta. That's like the whole reason. That really is messed up. Yeah, you can use the 4-star Shiro one. It gives art. Some new accounts actually do use that CE because we don't have like Formal Craft or something like it yet. It's not that rare to limit break a 4-star. The Rin one is so weird because the Rin one is quick, which that's like that. I don't think anyone looks at Rin and thinks quick. Some of the early CEs are kind of strange like that. And then Sakura is the 5-star quick. Yeah, I guess you could use it on her other Ishtar, I suppose. I think this is like us communicating with the other. I think that like that one picture was that the other servants that were here earlier, because I know they end up in 5.5 for the most part, but if you had Medea Lily and all that, I remember. I guess she was just summoned again, because I think she's killed and then she's summoned again in 5.5 or something. I'd say it's pretty random on an account if you either limit break the 4-star, you know, version of something or get 1 copy of the 5-star first, right? It's kind of like you've got Imaginary Element versus K-Scope, and, you know, Formal Craft versus the Shiro one, which I have no idea what it's called, probably just Projection. You know, then what's the Buster one? I think Ilya's the 4-star Buster one, because Herc. Right, and then the 5 stars limit over 0. It's really random if you either limit break the 4-star one first or you get 1 copy of the 5-star, right? It's pretty easy for either one of those things to happen. I would figure the 1 copy of the 5-star is probably, well, I guess as they add more 5-stars, it gets less and less likely. It was really easy, dude, it was so easy on NA to get all of that stuff, the 4 and the 5-star stuff, because the pool is so small. But there's so many 4-star and 5-star CEs in the pool now. They're like getting, like, you know, Imaginary Element or whatever is a lot harder than it used to be. So I wish they would address kind of some of those problems, because it's like legitimately for new players getting like the backbone CEs are actually like hard, because they keep adding CEs that are bad, right? That's the thing. They keep adding CEs that are not good. Okay, I kind of want to do the same setup even though we're neutral, so we can push her a little bit harder, right? Because the other setup was just so easy. Let's see if we can, because you couldn't really see the flaw and oh my god, her damage is terrible, right? Because like generally setting up a 5-star AoE, you know, Buster here wouldn't, you know, be that hard, I would imagine. I don't know what the stage is exactly, but it might end up being hard for her. We'll see. We're not gonna get good value out of him no matter what I do. Yeah, I've known a lot of people that got the Sakura CE limit broken first before getting a K-Scope, but I know plenty of people that got K-Scope, you know, before limit breaking the Sakura one. So like this account, I've got K-Scope and I don't have the Sakura one limit broken yet. Oh, she's fucked. Oh, she is so fucked. You know what's sad though? There are definitely AoE 5-star units that on budget teams, because that's the big thing. This is a very budget team, right? You know, Hans and Shin-Gong and everything. But there absolutely are budget AoE 5 stars, like, oh, I mean, you know, 5 stars that, with budget units, because I said that backwards. Anyway, that would work. Might have to, you know, it'd be tough, but they would work. Where this is, I don't think she's even going to break the first health bar, but I guess we'll see. Let's see. Can she get 10 MP gain here? They did not fix the command code UI because of course they didn't. Hey Fury. You missed all the Muramasa nonsense. Okay, this is just nope. So much nope for her. If I could NP right now and then do quick art and then do all the things, it wouldn't be so bad. But yeah, we got, well, we'll do this. We should at least see her damage before we bail out. This is just mean. Guess we bring in Shakespeare. I mean, we got a lot of buffs, like goddamn. All right, boys. Let's see what we get here. Buster chain. Fucking quad buster up. I mean, you know, the 20% damage bonus. I was gonna say boon, but bonus. The 20% bonus against King is really good because it's, you know, there's more units without King than with it. But you know, sure, you're gonna fight some units with King, and it'll be applicable. But it's not like it's such a good bonus that you're gonna use him when like you're fighting a rider, right? Like, so it really is only that big of a deal if they're a berserker or a lancer that is King, which those do exist, but it's not, so ultimately it's not going to come up that often. But I guess if for thematic reasons or for fun you want to use him against someone that he's not counterclassing and they are a King, that makes it a lot easier to use him. So it's a very good passive. It's better than most passives out there, but it's like you're going to have a lot of situations where it doesn't matter, and then there are situations where it does matter but you're not going to use him anyway, right? So, but it's still very good, especially because he already has a lot of damage up, and he's got, you know, territory creation and his other art up and his other art up, and right, so, you know, there's just a lot of damage boosts on his side. Well, she did more damage than I thought she would. But, you know, Muramasa is good even without his King bonus, so it's kind of just like a niche that will come up sometimes that's, for a passive, kind of outrageous. I mean, she's NP spamming like nobody's business. I'll say that. It's just we're not devastating Camelot while we do it. But she's she's not really struggling with the NP spam here. But look at how many NPs we're doing, and we haven't even gotten through the first health bar, right? It's like it's rough. I will say though, she does look pretty easily there. Because, you know, she had Hans's buff and everything. We're out of gas now, but if we were counterclassing, that would have been excellent. I honestly do look forward to using her moving forward. I'll get her skill ranks up, try to get her NP2 eventually. We'll see what we can do with her. Oh, excuse me. Let me get water real quick. I kind of want to try some other AoE Lancers just to compare. Right, like maybe Canis or something. It's gonna be kind of funny to see. No, we can also do Muramasa because it's such a bad stage for him. You can really push him on value. Good thing Muramasa worked with Mozart. So I think Hohenheim is probably better for Muramasa because Muramasa is, you know, very loop oriented, but Mozart still can help with looping, and I will say Mozart is just the one support in the game where it's like you crit, period, right? No RNG. You see a hand you like, you click the button, you crit. There's absolutely no RNG under any circumstance, and that is nice for Muramasa with his second skill, so... this song is from Mabinogi. It's called like... It's like Fields of Elongate, which is the weirdest name ever, but it's something like that. Okay. Wait. We got Maniac. Well, oh, and he switched to stage 3 so we can actually, check that out, because people were saying it was different. Okay, let's see. Hey, Saber Nero, what's up? Thank you for the resub for 32 months. That's a biggin. Hey, Maniac. See you hiding over there. I think we want Atlas this time. Okay, so we don't want any other DPS on the team. We're trying to, you know, let's see how far Muramasa can go, right? We don't want, like, obviously we could just slap 100 face in the back and we win, but, you know, let's not do that. Let me think. Although the hard part is this account doesn't have a lot of other things to work with him. Maybe we do that, and then we just like, hey, if he gets far enough, you say fair enough. Although I will have to test Canis here as well. Although Canis can probably solo this, I would imagine. It's a support, it counts. All right, let's see what happens. It would be cool though to use Canis in a team context and compare it to Artoria. Although our Artoria was 90 in P1, Canis was 100 in P5, but it is 4-star versus 5-star, but still. Imagine having a hand. I don't even know what to say here. Trying to think. Han's got this, indeed. Just don't kill Hans, turn 1 forehead. I mean, you are correct, Fury, that I have already talked about it a million times, but I mean, basically it's like he was obviously designed to be aimed at the meta, which is, you know, Artoria looping, which he's extremely good at. But if you use him outside of that, or you don't have cast Artoria, or you're summoning your friend's Muramasa, he's very good, but he's not gonna, like, carry you, right? You know, he's not like God Juna or Herc or something, because he has no defense at all. Yeah, he'll NP like twice very, very easily. So very, very strong DPS, with or without the meta. But without, like, doing, you know, Castoria or Hohenheim or whatever. He's good. He's still good, but he's not going to be game-breaking. So that's fine. But he was blatantly designed to, like, work with the high-end meta. Like, it's so obvious. I really wanted to NP, then use his third skill. I'm trying to think. Because I could get his NP off of just critting here. Because it is really nice if we could NP, then use the third skill. Okay, we're at 60%. Maybe I'll use his first... Okay, let's do this. Besides, I'm NP sealed this turn anyway. I mean, I can remove it, but... His crits for 3 turns. The ignore invincibility is only 1 turn, but this guy's not gonna... He doesn't have an evade or anything. He does later. Muramasa would actually be nice for that, the fight later where he gets evade every turn. Actually, I think he gets invulnerability every turn, but it doesn't matter for him. Oh, yeah. Easy. I've only seen... actually, this is the first time I've seen his animations in this form, but they're alright. I mean, I don't like them really, but it's not I don't have like the... I'm not like, oh my god, look how lazy they were with his animations. It's not like that. You know, they did just fine with his animations. I think they actualized what they wanted to actualize well. But I obviously don't like them because I don't really care about, you know, weeb stuff generally. But it's just not... It's not my cup of tea. There's nothing wrong with it. I think they, you know... They made him well, right? He's not aimed at... Muramasa is not for me, right? It's for other people, and I would, from what I see, I think the people that like Muramasa should be very happy because I think his animation quality is fine, and you know, his NP's done well, and he got the music and everything. I'll even we'll turn on the in-game music so we get the stuff here. Wait, where's the music? What? Is there no music in this stage? What? I am confused. Maybe we'll get music when we NP? I don't even. I'm confused right now. I like it so far. I like his animations in stage 1 and 2 better than 3. Well, now we have music. And then now there's no music. What the hell? That's so weird. Oh god. Honestly, not really doing that much better than Artoria, but some of that's because our supports aren't as good, and the RNG's been a bit weird. I don't know what's going on with the music though. No cards. Do I still NP this turn? Like literally no cards. I guess I wait one. That's ugh. I probably should cut Mozart. It's not worth it overall. Although I gotta say, I don't think the deck could have been ordered in a worse way for Muramasa. Like the deck order and the way the deck just shuffled there, you really cannot get worse than this. Like we NP'd into a shuffle into having 0 cards, right? Like that's really bad. Well, I guess I still don't need my 3rd skill. Nice OSD there, gaming dude. I really like the Face the Night soundtrack. And I wanted the defense up buff more than any other buff, and that's the only one we didn't get. Fantastic. I haven't done any of Genshin yet. I'll do that later though. People are saying it's fun though, so I'm looking. I don't want spoilers. I don't want spoilers, but I'll check it out tonight. That sounds cool. If Lost, I know Lost likes it, and that's a good sign for me. If Lost likes it, then it's probably going to be up my alley too. The Hans classic, indeed. Hans, why? Can't you just write the book? Now I sound like Kiara. It's like, just write the sequel, forehead. Okay. Now the deck shuffled again. So like we really were just scuffed there. Like if we could have had cards there, that that would have been so much better. And see, now I can't NP again. This is not Muramasa's fault, by the way. This is just awkward as fuck with like the way the deck keeps shuffling and the gain rates keep like this is just weird. And also Mozart's not quite worth it, I would say. But this has been kind of cancer with just the way the deck has been. Like, we could so easily have NP'd so many more times than this. Damn it, if Mozart lived there, I could have done Atlas and had him use his stuff again, which would actually been pretty great. You're struggling. Like we have so much value you can get out of this kit that we're just not getting because like we're on turn like 8 now and we haven't used his 3rd skill ever, right? Like that's not right. So much just awkward nonsense on this one. Are we still not gonna break, dude? I hate using this now because we don't need the Star Bomb, but I'm just, we cannot go another turn and not break. kind of want to try again with the exact same setup because I just feel like we got so scuffed. Oh, he does get his invulnerability now. Too bad we can't crit anymore. Imagine if I still had the Star Bomb. The sad thing is, there's no reason to not use Martha's thing, because this is a good time for the defense down. I guess maybe he lives, and we do his third skill, and then we get it next turn. He's probably gonna die here, though. Yeah, I kind of want to try this again with the same setup, just because the RNG here was just atrocious. But I'm really happy for Muramasa fans. I think they did a good job making them and everything, so I'm hoping everybody's happy. I do agree though with a lot of people that wanted them to be single target and that kind of thing. So I get that, but at least his animations are pretty good, and they did the music and all that. And like his cut in for the NP is not like bad, right? Some of them are kind of forced, but it's fine. It works just fine. Okay. See, really, I should just put 100 face on the front. Like that's how you make this team better, but I don't want to do that. I don't have Hohenheim leveled yet, or Asclepius. They would both be better. Asclepius would actually be awesome because of the debuffs and more battery, but I guess we just stick with what we got and hope it starts off better. Really, I think what you want is you want Muramasa art card, at least one of them on opening hand. What about the fighting game community? What? What does the fighting game community have to... What? You got it! This is the exact same hand! Isn't this like the exact same hand? What the fuck? Give one card, please! I don't think anybody's gonna refer to Carnival of Phantasm as that, I'm not gonna lie. But yes, more Carnival of Phantasm is good. Haunted Buster, they're totally different. See, if I was Cairo, my Hans would be 2k foed, level 100, and like ready to loop, and so you'd be happy to see that hand because you do the art chain, then you NP, then you use the second skill and you NP again, right? Okay, good enough, good enough here. Much better. So now we can like use all this stuff and use Atlas. Although I just realized the Star Bomb is totally point. Oh, never mind. Never mind. I'll take this. See, now I don't have to use Mozart's third skill. I get to crit again next turn. Hell yeah. Star Absorb working out. Alright, here we go. Defense buff, defense buff, defense buff, defense buff, defense buff. There you go. You know Hans listens to this on his headset. I will say though, his NP is, I'm pretty sure, 1 frame of animation. I'm pretty sure that's all it is. But it works, so. No need for the third skill right now either, actually. NP spam, by the way, feels good. Imagine if we had Hohenheim, though. Because, yeah, if you watch his, like, ligaments... Actually, they might reanimate his hand there. But, yeah, his legs don't get reanimated there. But I think they do reanimate his ham once. And then, obviously, the cut-in. So, it's like 2 frames, so it's something. It might want to use Atlas here, depends. No, because well, you already used the cooldown reduction, so yeah, no, we don't use it here. I don't really need Mozart again, because this crit spread is fine. Like, yeah, guaranteeing the crits. Do I want to guarantee the crits? I mean, Mozart could die soon. We do have last turn of our crit buffs. All right, let's do it. It really could have been good to do it later though, because the deck's about to shuffle and I could get guaranteed art crits. So hard. It's hard to say, because some of this would have crit anyway. This is going so much better than last time though. Although now we have this awkward turn where we want to NP, but the boss doesn't have that much health left. I'm sad Hans didn't get to NP again, that would have really helped. I don't think the phase zoom's too bad. I think they maybe zoom in too far, right? And stuff, and maybe they could have like actually reanimated it once or twice, so the expression didn't seem so stiff. But it's fine, I think. Okay, good timing. I kind of need Hans to die though. Like, I need Hans or Mozart to die. Okay, dude, finally! We finally get to do it! This is the time! Because we won't ping this off with our NP, right? We're gonna do Buster first, because it makes sense to do Buster first, so we're gonna get our crit bonus. This is the first time ever. It's been such a pain to do this. And we can't fail the crit. That's pretty good, because again, that's neutral. That's pretty solid. Yeah, it does look a little stiff, like how his neck and body doesn't move at all, right? But it's fine, I think. Somehow no one died, and so we don't have David, and now they're all gonna die to the end. How did no one die in that amount of time? I'm so confused by this. Oh, I'm NP sealed. It's worth it. Although, I don't know, maybe saving for 100 face would be better at this point, but I'd say Muramasa performed pretty well here, though. I don't think anyone would say this was a bad performance, because again, budget supports, AoE unit, single target fight, not counterclassing, not in his niche, still did fine. Yeah, he did pretty well, honestly. And if one of them had died and David showed up, we might have been able to use Muramasa for the whole fight. It'd be tough, you know. He was kind of low on gas, but it might have worked out. That's crazy though that we didn't get David. That's so bad. Like, what the hell? Let's see. He's not gonna live to do his NP, so we just go ahead and do that. Rip 100 face getting an art card. Because both David and Martha have triple art decks, so art chaining would be very likely. We could still art chain here though. You know what I want to do? I'm going to reset one more time, even if we win, and I'm going to show how much better it would be, though, to just put, like, an assassin in the front row. It's obviously the better way. And I will say, Muramasa got awesome RNG on this one. The first one he had like just the worst RNG ever, but then the RNG was like amazing on this one. I don't even know if you NP with Martha here. It's like the Brave Chain is... we'll do it. But yeah, the Brave Chain on 100 face might be actually better. You're not new here. That's a lie. Oh, you're. Oh, I see. Oh, I see. Someone else said I'm new here, and you're saying like, I get it. Excuse me. I'm a tad slow today, dude. By the way, I didn't stream yesterday, and that's because sleep apnea. I was such a zombie yesterday, dude. That sucked, honestly. Like I was so messed up that I couldn't like have fun and do anything, so it was pretty lame. Hey, look, we get to remove the debuff when we don't need to. All right, we win this turn though. Buster, thingy, Buster, dead. All right, chat. What do you want to see? What do you want to see? This account's 100 face, and then maybe we summon something disgusting like Castoria or something, or we just keep it full budget and don't even do that. Summon Hohenheim or something, or do we summon the 100 face? Right. So we either go Omega budget where we use our low level 100 face and we don't use any OP supports, right? We just keep the supports budget too. Or we summon 100 face that's 100. 170 plus Hohenheim, 100. I feel like we've done 100 a decent amount, right? So maybe we just do Hohenheim and like keep it super budget and see if it works, right? It's all really one in gray. All right, I'll summon Hohenheim with our 70 because we know we'd win with the 100 face, and I'm legitimately kind of curious how this is going to go. What do I give Hohenheim? I don't really care if he dies. It's 2030, because I can't really think of anything else. I wonder if I could get away with, like... Actually, Martha in the back is fine still. You would need 2 of them to die if you did it like this before the... No, wait, she can survive the NP because, you know, she's a... Oh, you know what? We use 100 face enough. And this gives you 4% instead of just 2%, so... I don't want to talk about the GSSR. That was my antivirus, by the way. It was doing a scan apparently. Alright, this is so worth it. Now, see, like, a baby turtle is cute, right? Trap face is an abomination. Didn't you? Oh wait, it was gifted sub. I was about to say, didn't you just resub? But thank you. I think it's Marcellus 15. I think I'm probably butchering that, but I appreciate, man. You've gifted me quite a few subs now. I'm unworthy of the support I get from my chat, but I still appreciate it. I killed the Asclepius emote, but I'm gonna bring it back. I mean, I need to just change it, but it's too long. I just can't believe that there was only one servant I didn't want to summon, and that's the one that I got. I was like, okay. It's great. Second time, too. Okay. I'd like to wait one turn to cast everything on Hohenheim. It's unfortunate that 100 Face got both of our art cards like that, though. It's not really necessary. Make the stars here. Just don't kill Hohenheim this turn, for God's sakes. I don't want him to kill either caster this turn because I want Hans's crit buff next turn. But after that, then he can kill him whenever the hell he wants, and I don't care at all. I wish he landed the defense buff on Hohenheim there, but he landed none of the buffs. Wow. Did he just? Yeah, he triple failed. He even missed the Stargen one. Jesus. Hans don't. You know what though? I gotta tell you, Hohenheim is a bastard, dude. I like his voice actor and everything, but he is a fucking asshole. He is like one of the shittiest people in all of Fate, dude. He is awful. Like, no, don't deface. No deface, chat. Has anyone here read the book that he's from? Like, he is a fucking shit, dude. Like, no defaces for Hohenheim. He is a piece of fucking shit. I don't feel bad about saying that at all. I swear, they're gonna make a prototype anime someday, and people are gonna finally see what I'm talking about. You're gonna take those defaces back real quick. All right, let's get some value here. Real shame though that we both of our art cards, and like we overcharged a lot too, so we didn't need them, right? We like one maybe, but both was really unnecessary there. All right, let's see what she do. I can't read green. Like, and his voice actor does a good job. The design is fine. His abilities are fine, right? He plays, he's a good part of the story and everything. But yeah, he is a piece of trash. 92%. Okay, that's great. Rough times for 100 Face here. Got the good music though. I actually would have liked him to have hit Hohenheim once there, just for the NP. Do I do the art up just for the regain? I don't think so. Green just hates Hohenheim and wants to spread his anti-Hohenheim propaganda, Woo! A little bit of NP gain on that one. Doing it. Do I do Hohenheim's NP just for the attack down? I don't need it. Then I won't have an art card bonus. Alright, I'll do it that way. What servants do you not like? I mean, there's a lot. I'm picky. But, you know, I don't like, you know, Off the top of my head, I really don't like Paul Bunyan, Kiara, Liz, Trap Face, Nero, Tam. Those come to mind. There's more characters that I like or am neutral about than dislike, though. Like, easily there's more that I like or am neutral about, but there's certainly a chunk that I'm not a fan of. Didn't get David, but living anyway. There's all kinds of servants you would never want to summon because either they're bad or they're just shits that would kill you. Like if you summoned Ryder Lubu, just nope, right on out of there. And you've like Gorgon. Everyone acts like she's tsundere. Gorgon is not tsundere. Gorgon wants to kill you, right? That's it, right? Like at most, she's amused by your shenanigans, right? She is not tsundere. She just wants to kill you, right? That's it. That's the end of it, right? Terrible servant to summon. Thankfully, you normally can't summon Gorgon, so you know you're probably fine. But yeah, not a good one. I don't know, sounds pretty tsundere to me, Would have really liked to have crit there. Alright, we'll move on, because we fight Cerberus a million other times if we want to test other people, so we'll just kill this and move on here. Yeah, this is a pretty normal, yeah, this is a very budget setup, so I'm happy with this. There's a few Avengers that'd be alright. It's pretty hit or miss though, I would say. Actually, a lot of the rules aren't strict. A lot of the rules are literally house rules in Fate. Yeah, there are some that are like inscribed into the ritual, but a lot of them are just bullshit. Taking us a spell here to finish him off, but I think we got it now. Just casually NP for massive overkill. Oh, fuck! I forgot that he does that! I could have won that turn if I just like normaled, right? And then saved, I fucking forgot. I played myself. And they trick you with that too because, you know, there's no guts icon, so they're trying to get you with that. God damn it. I played into their hands, chat. What have I done? See, now he's healing. I wonder how much he's healed for this whole fight. And I think I wasted my David, yeah, I wasted my David evade because I didn't think I was gonna need it. Although I guess we got our second skill back, so. And 100 face gets no NP gain. That's great. Yeah, he's got a 50k guts and he heals himself, so it can be a little annoying. Dear God, man. I should have cast this earlier. Oh, right, she's NP sealed. Oh my God. Might kill it here. Yeah, I think they got it. Oh my God. Martha, no! Wow, we almost threw it at the end. Thankfully, 100 Face just has so much value. What's funny though is 100 Face is not really that close to dying. She actually, because her heal's gonna come back and everything, like, she actually has a lot of value left. And she does overkill really hard here. 100 Face pretty good. Billy's pretty good in a Grail War. You need a, smart master, but that's usually how it goes. So he's got a pretty good kit. He's got a lot of anti-gank because of his NP and all that. He can pretty much see snipes and shit coming, which is good. He is susceptible though to like just nukes. He has like no way of dealing with like, like Karna's NP or something crazy. Like he's nothing, right? He can't evade them because that's not how his evade works. And he doesn't have high endurance or battle continuation, and he doesn't have like a shield or anything. So he's really got to kill them before they kill him. So that's definitely his biggest weakness, is he's just terrible against any kind of like big nuke. Also, plot armor would destroy him. I'm telling you, in an anime, like plot armor would destroy him. It's just like a sniper. You can't have a sniper kill a main character, undramatic like by just ganking them with a headshot. You can't do that, right? Because it's not dramatic. And Billy's toolkit is all about, quick draw, perfect aim, time warpy, triple shot, boom, dead, right? You can't have that, right? You can't have Billy just, NP somebody and end them rightly, right? You can't have that. So it would be a big problem. His kit is so undramatic, right? His kit is so undramatic, and it's so good at just blitzing and killing someone when they have no idea it's coming, that like you're not gonna have that. You're not gonna have Billy kill 7 servants in a row that way, or 6 servants in a row that way. Even if he could, you could totally like RNG, throw 7 servants together, one of each class, and it's quite likely that you'd have enemy servants that Billy's NP would work on every single one of them. And it even says that Billy's NP takes like no mana to use, right? But you're never gonna have a story where he does that. Like, of course not. Now, there definitely are servants that counter him. Another thing he's weak to, he's not just weak to nukes, he's weak to people like Karna because of Karna's armor. Even if he headshots Karna's armor still works and reduces the damage by 90%. And Billy's, he doesn't have like, oh yeah, I shoot like some crazy laser beam that destroys cities, right? He doesn't do that. So he's got great aim and all this other stuff, and he can always hit things, but if they're like really tanky like Hercules or Karna, it's not gonna really work. And yeah, big problem. Yeah, he needs to be able to just quick draw blammo, and that's that. And some servants that's just not gonna work on. So he's very good, but he absolutely has got some gaping flaws in his kit. But he also can counter some things that most people would have a really hard time countering. There's a lot of like OP servants out there that he could literally just kill with his NP out of nowhere, right? It'd be kind of crazy. Kind of like how Emiya can just, murder a lot of people with his range stuff if the story actually allows him to use those things, which it normally doesn't. No, you cannot catch the fucking bullets. Kind of guys, just catch Hrunting or Caldabolg, whatever you call it. Just catch it. Just catch it, forehead. Never mind that it's a noble phantasm and it's C triple plus ranked and it will literally melt your fucking hand off, and it's going way faster than a servant can move. Like Emiya's big bow shot is at like Mach 10, right? And Billy's whole thing is he slows like time down and blah 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 blah, and they even say this like heroic spirit guns are much faster than regular guns. Of course they are. Right, Nas even says that heroic spirit like firearms are overpowered. Right, you're not fucking catching Billy's fucking triple shot. Like, that's so fucking stupid. Like, just catch Kojiro's technique. Just catch it. It's just a little sharp. I swear this is just like anime, like corrupting people's brains, dude. Like, I don't think people, like, I like how they've tested this. Like, they've tested, like, all manner of guns versus all manner of, like, blades and stuff. Like how anime always has, like, blades blocking guns and stuff. And, like, very low caliber guns and stuff. If you brace the sword, it can stop them. but it's only low caliber stuff. And again, you have to brace the sword. If you don't brace the sword, the percussion and the force behind the bullet is so much greater than the force you can generate from a sword that even if you stop the bullet with the sword, your sword is now going to be in your forehead. Right? People do not realize the amount of force that go behind bullets, and especially in this case, it'd be, you know, like, oh, but servants are stronger than people, but then the heroic spirit bullets are stronger than regular bullets, right? So it's no different. The amount of force behind a bullet is so much greater than the amount of force you can get behind like a swing from an axe or a mace or a sword or a spear. It's not even comparable. And that's low caliber stuff. When they fire like medium to high caliber stuff and like the best blades ever made, the blades explode. Like they blow up. Like, and of course they do. It's like Jesus Christ. Like catching a heroic spirit's bullet is literally way worse than trying to catch like Saber's Excalibur, right? And I don't mean like, you know, like catch the sides of it that aren't sharp. I mean the sharp part, right? It's like, of course that's not gonna work. How to get your hand chopped off, by the way. There's no part of a bullet that you can grab where your hand is not going to explode. And even the whole catching a blade by the sides thing isn't really realistic, first off. But even if you want to go like supernatural and magic shenanigans, right? You literally have to not catch the sharp part, right? And there is no not sharp part of a bullet, right? That's not how force and percussion works. Like not at all. It doesn't matter if you catch the bullet by the side. It's not gonna help. You just catch the beam of Excalibur. Yeah, it'll be fine. Just do what Nero did with. Oh god, dude, fucking. What was that? Last Encore. That was the stupidest shit. I guess there was no explanation for that either. None. There's nothing in her kit that justifies that. There's no world where you can catch a noble phantasm like that, and then she falls into a crack in the earth and somehow she doesn't die. It's like, yep, that makes sense. I think we're fighting Cerberus again. I'm pretty sure we're fighting Cerberus again. Let's make the story support Orion the DPS. Why not? We want Stargen for an MP gain. Yeah, you use Imperial Privilege to get the riding skill, and that somehow lets you block Noble Phantasms. I wish people actually realized what Imperial Privilege actually gave you access to. That's like the problem. People think it lets you do anything, which that's just not what it does. Not much I can give Qinggong that's gonna matter, so I guess when in doubt 2030, because a random crit is nice. I mean, it's hard. It would be very hard for Billy to shoot Achilles in the heel if Achilles was using his Comet form, because we've never seen Comet. Even in FGO, we have never seen Comet form at its best, because when you show up in Lostbelt 5, he's already been shot in the heel, and so he's slower by 70%. But even when he is nerfed by 70%, he is so fast, it's ridiculous, and if he wasn't nerfed, I wouldn't really think so. Now, sure, if he, like, you know, catches Achilles off guard, he's like literally out of every servant in the, I'm not exaggerating, out of every servant in all of Fate right now, the best one for shooting him in the heel is Billy. If you read Billy's character material, he has the best aim ever. You know, guns are way faster than arrows, and then Billy's got his MP, which, like, you know, gives him this, you know, slowed down perception of time and everything. So he's literally like the best. If someone's gonna do it, Billy's the best at it. But if Achilles is aware, I mean, he's just so fast. It's absurd. Also, you know, I don't think Achilles would be stupid enough to show his backside to Billy. So. Wish I had Shakespeare on this account. One of these days. The use for him, even in a budget setting, though, is so niche that it's hard to justify leveling him when you can't level a lot of stuff. Especially when Qinggong is a lot more universal. Man, I feel better than I did yesterday, but man, I still feel crappy. I didn't sleep that good last night either. Just been having such problems with sleep apnea, dude. Can't breathe! But yesterday, I basically couldn't operate, and then today... I almost feel worse today, but I feel more conscious, right? I feel more tired today, but like my brain is working better, if that makes any sense. Okay, good opening hand, although we don't have any stars. If anything, I would have preferred that hand next turn, just because then we would have had a lot of stars. So I guess I can make them. If I just go ham right now... We get our anti-beast damage, so he's gonna do even more damage than normal. You know what? Do I make the other stars? Yeah, let's do it. I wanna blow up this first health bar right now. Fire everything! Who needs their NP? Dude, I hate the whole sleep apnea thing. I hate it so much because I want to be able to scream and talk to people and, you know, be sharp and everything. And I'd be really on top of like seeing a specialist and everything if it wasn't for fucking COVID right now. So, but yeah, I'm hoping at some point we'll have this behind us. I am worried though that I'm going to need to have surgery, and I've been told by doctors in the past that I might have to have surgery for this. So, we'll see. But I've never had a specialist look at it, so. I like how I'm at 96%. NPing right now would have been awesome because, you know, piercing vulnerability. Having at least 2 cards. Bonk. You can't really get a sleeping mask here. Like, here's the thing, you can't just buy a sleeping mask on your own because, like, it's actually dangerous to do that because there's a lot of different types. You need a professional to, you know, examine you and advise you on what you're... I'm not going to spend hundreds... I think it costs hundreds to thousands of dollars, and you can get one that's not even going to help you, and you can actually get one that will make it worse. So I'm not going to get one until I see a specialist. And there's just like... There's almost no seeing a specialist right now because of COVID. My city is so fucked up right now. But even if I could see one, you know, I'm going to have to go to a regular doctor first. You can't just like call a specialist to make an appointment. You have to get recommended generally from another doctor. And so I'm going to basically have to expose myself, you know, to a doctor's office multiple times and then expose myself to another doctor. Like, it's just foolish. And especially because there's a lot of people in my family right now that are at really high risk with COVID. I cannot justify doing that. I'm not going to get someone killed because of this. Like, no thanks. And even if it wasn't for COVID, it would still take a really long time to get a hold of a specialist because it's... And the doctor I have seen has even told me that this is going to be a nightmare because it's very likely that my sleep apnea is because of allergies. And allergies are so difficult to diagnose for sleep apnea because it's not like if you're in like a hospital having a study done or something, you might not, whatever's triggering your allergies might not trigger there, right? It's and even when you're at home, it's not necessarily consistent, right? So it's very hard. And the thing is, it's not the doctor's fault. They have to make sure they're doing a good job. They can't just guess and, you know, and tell you, oh, you should do X and Y or get a surgery or do this or wear a mask or wear that mask when they don't actually know, because so many things can cause sleep apnea. It can be your tongue placement. It can be literal like blockage in your body, like from cartilage or crap like that. It can be allergies. There are different types of allergies. You know, the severity can vary. Like there's mental stuff that can happen that can cause. There's so many things that cause it. You know, the doctors have to find it. They can't just take a guess. They can't just look at your symptoms like, oh, it's probably this. They need to figure out, okay, it is this, because then they know what steps to take, right? Because it's not like sleep apnea, unfortunately, is rather complicated, and the steps you need to take are going to vary depending on why you have it, right? And so they have to be really careful. And like my grandfather was actually very unfortunate, and he had basically every type of sleep apnea you could have. He had the mental type, he had the allergy type, and he had the physical blockage type. And so yeah, that was like a huge problem for him. But yeah, it's not something, you know, you can just snap your fingers and get it done. So it's, but you know, in the meantime, I've got, you know, I do have some means to make it better. Like for, you know, for a while there, I was like really losing it, right? I was getting very unhealthy because of my sleep apnea, but I've got some medicine and I've got like the breathing strips and stuff, and it helps. You know, it's still bad, and I don't get like good sleep, but it's not like I'm dying anymore. So big improvement there. I like how I have no Orion cards. We just got George cards. But yeah, oh my god, I just want it to be over with. I miss having, like, feeling rested, right? Like, it's, I miss it. Yeah, overwhelmingly most doctors are fine. And if you're worried your doctor is not a good doctor, you just get a second opinion. And basically, any good doctor is never going to be mad at you for asking for a second opinion. Like, literally, that's a huge warning sign, is if you ask for a second opinion and the doctor gets, like, mad at you or tries to persuade, you know, tries to persuade you not to get a second opinion. That, no good doctor would ever do that, right? Like, very much the opposite, really. Generally, if they're a good doctor and you ask for a second opinion, they're going to be, you know, totally fine with that, and they'll try to make the process easy to do that, right? But yeah, generally, you know, most, you know, as long as you go to a respectable, you know, hospital, you're not like low, you know, you're not trying to like get a budget doctor or anything, right? You're generally going to be fine. But, you know, you gotta be careful, and it's good to, you know, basically just do some basic education yourself. If you're going to the doctor for things, you know, look some stuff up on the internet, and obviously know the internet can be wrong, but, you know, you can look up warning signs of a bad doctor and people that are being lazy. Try to if you have a disease or a problem, right, try to understand it the best you can as well, right? And obviously, you know, doctors are going to know more than you, but try to, you know, the more you know, the less astray you're going to be led by people, and you'll be able to notice warning signs and things like that. But generally, it's not something you have to worry about too much. But yeah, ultimately, educate yourself as best you can, and then ask for a second opinion, right? That's pretty much all you can do. I like that 40% crit, though. Ryan is going to town here. Problem. Okay, did not deserve a lot of the crits that we got there, but I'll take them. Oh, of course. Excuse me. I guess he has that every time you fight him from now on. I'll kill here though, no problem. Get her beast damage again. I'm lucky though, a lot of people have sleep apnea a lot worse than I do, and hopefully mine is going to be fixable without anything too crazy. The biggest annoyance to me is mainly just that, like, to get through my day-to-day life, it's not, you know, it's you know, I'm more worn out and, you know, it's harder, but it's not that bad, right? What's hard is streaming, honestly, because, and I love streaming, so it sucks. I love streaming. Because, so playing games takes a certain degree of concentration, right? And then talking and streaming takes a certain degree of concentration, and then it's harder to do those things when you're not getting, like, proper rest. And so it can be tough sometimes. Now, you know, like right now it's pretty easy, but there have been times where, you know, I can't stream because it's just, it's like, you know, I'm way more, like, even if I'm healthy, 100% healthy, I am way more likely to, like, misplay or make a mistake when I'm streaming, because you're not totally concentrating on the game. It's a mixture of concentrating on the game and then, you know, concentrating on your commentary and then also reading chat, right? So you're kind of doing three things, right? So it's already harder to play well, and then if you know, not resting properly, then it can be a bit of a problem. Okay, I think this is, wow, I think this is Charlotte, so it's like this is a big boss fight here, I think. Yeah, chat's normally happy when you misplay, it's true. Yeah, basically, yeah, I think it's where you learn kind of what's going on with her a little bit. But I know this because my doctor has said this. You know, my sinuses are just way too small. They're way smaller than they should be. And so if there's any inflammation for any reason, I basically can't breathe. And so there is a pretty decent possibility they're going to want to do a surgery. There's a surgery you can do to basically try to expand your sinuses. But it's awful. It's a horrible surgery, so I don't want to do it, but I'm probably going to need to do it. Because like if I just put like the slightest amount of if I take my hand and just put the slightest amount of pressure like on the sides of my nose, not pushing on my nose, but just pushing on like the side area, I can feel it collapse my my sinus and I can't breathe anymore. Like it takes like nothing to do that. Like, I think Drake might already be dead. I think our island might have already blown up. Boy, that's weird. That's one of the few times you see the player character from the outside. Yeah, that's from Charlotte's point of view, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, Drake had a bad time. But hey, she helps you later on, you know, when you fight Poseidon. What do we want to see here, chat? I guess this is a good time for nursery rhyme, so we'll try to work that in. Do we want to see a support? Like maybe a 4-star support? Or what about Helena? We never use her ever, and obviously I'm not a huge fan of her. But it'd be kind of fun to use her here, because you get a bit of support, and she's kind of a damage dealer. So that'd be kind of fun. I don't know if anyone here has one, but that'd be something unique. You can always just do Hohenheim, obviously. And we also got Sheba. Everyone likes Sheba. That level 99, though. That's where Gabe is a terrible influence on my chat. Let's try Helena. We haven't used her for this entire account's life, like ever. And that'd be kind of fun to try to use her with Nurture Rhyme. It's not gonna be OP by any means, but it should work decently well. I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna get more water. I'm going through it really. I need to get, dude. I have such a large glass. I literally got this for streaming, but I need a bigger one. Just get like a jug. Yeah, I remember on my main account, I did this with Mori, and this is like a great, this is such a good stage for Mori. It's very easy to set him up here. Alright, kind of scuffed skill ranks, but let's see, which ones do we have? Okay, at least that one's maxed. That's the most important one. Speaking of Caesars, I was just reading a bunch of stuff on Rome the other day. I was doing a lot of, that's all I could really do yesterday because couldn't stream or nothing. But was it Germanicus? I think I say his name. That would be a really cool Caesar to add. That dude died at a pretty young age, like 30 something, like a 32 or something like that. But dude, that guy's life is so like packed. It's crazy how much stuff like that guy experienced before he died. It's completely wild. Okay. Pretty sure Hercules can solo this, but let's not do that. Okay, the good book. What if we bust out Geronimo? Honestly, if stars were based on how good they are in lore, I would say Nero would just be a 3-star. He's pretty average, to be honest. Like, regular old red Nero is just... She's not weak. She's not like garbage, but there's really... she's nothing phenomenal. There's a big gap between, you know, 5 stars are obviously going to be like your Aussie, your Gilgamesh, you know, the Edmund, you know, that kind of crazy shenanigans, you know, really high-end stuff. So you're, I think a lot of things that people think would be 5 stars would be 4 stars. Like, very much so. There's a lot of stuff between, you know, the absolute, you know, broken bullshit like Saber or something, and you know, the more like they're really strong, but they're not that, you know, they're not like, you know, world busting, right? Yeah, I would say Arash should be 4-star. He's quite powerful lore wise. Most of the low stars would be higher. There are some low stars though that I would definitely say would remain, but a lot of them would be higher. Yeah, I overwhelmingly think Nero would be 3-star. Like, there's not anything that amazing in her kit, really. It's not terrible, but yeah, Romulus would be 5-star, definitely. He's be high end. Phantom would probably be 3-star, to be honest. Phantom's not that bad. I think Jack would be like 2-star. Because she's not bad, but she's not amazing, and she's kind of good in a niche, but kind of only really in that niche. And there's a lot of problems in her, like, lore-wise, there's a lot of problems with her kit. Actually, I don't think Shakespeare would be higher, because he's not really a combatant himself. He's more about, you know, making someone else strong. So I think he's kind of done correctly there. I'd say Billy would be 3, because he can be insanely good, right? There are times that he's amazing, but there's also just so many, like, holes in his kit, and then his stats are, you know, kind of whatever, and things like that. So, Okita would be really hard to rate, because, like, on paper, like, her mental ability, and, like, her physical ability, and her NP and stuff is good. Not, you know, it's not Gilgamesh tier by any means, but it's good. But then because of the whole cough, 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 right, her actual performance would be rather bad. So it kind of depends on when you want to look at stats versus, you know, practical performance. St. George would be pretty high. He'd probably be 3 or 4, I would say. Siegfried would probably be 3 or 4, probably 3, because in certain circumstances he's better than, like, a lot of his competition, but if the enemy's not a dragon, he's not bad, he absolutely not, he's crazy tanky and all this other stuff. I mean, I don't know, he'd be like 3.5, like, that's an awkward one. I wouldn't quite want to put him at 4, but he is definitely better than a lot of other stuff I would think would be in 3. But generally, if you have a ranking system from 1 to 5, there's going to be a big variance, right, between the low and the high of each one, because 5 is not a lot to distinguish people from, right? There's more pegs than that, if you will. So, like, you're gonna have a low end of 3 and a high end of 3, if that makes any sense. And then 5 would almost have an unlimited upper cap, right? You have to be like this strong to be 5, but then so many people can be way stronger than even that, right? So you got things like, you know, Berserker and Kidu, which are just so much stronger than, you know, other things that might also be a 5, right? So okay, let's actually get a setup going here. Let me think. How hard does this boss hit? I think you want Taunt, because her instant death chance on NP is crazy high in this fight, especially after you break a health bar. BR Mash wouldn't be too bad then. Kinda want to start with Dave. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense to have 2, like, medium casters like this. But, let's see. I want to do that. At the same time, you don't want him to show up and have someone get NP'd. Oh god, I need to level up my Leonidas properly. This is a time for that. That's a cleanup unit. I should bring Hercules, but I think we're gonna get destroyed. This setup is awful. This setup is awful. This is like a kind of fun gimmicky thing for nursery rhyme if it's an easier stage, but for something actually kind of hard, I don't think this is gonna fly. I'll try, but oh my god, there is so much wrong here. And she has like a guts that brings her back at a massive amount of life, I think. So you effectively have like 4 health bars or something. Oh, well, we'll do that if we fail. So. At least her first skill is 10 though, which is the one I really care about. Maybe I should have had Mash in P turn 1, I'd say. Ooh, that crit hurt. It had a triple attack. 96%, not a fan. I forgot what her overcharge was. I gotta look it up. I don't think anyone can blame me for forgetting that one. I tested her quite a bit though for the 4-star tier list, I remember, but I have a guess, but I'm not confident in what her overcharge is. Where the hell is she on the list? Oh my god. Dude, I can feel I'm so tired. Like it's rough, dude. Alright, let's see. It is pretty shit, to be honest. I mean, it's nice to have crit down and everything, but, well, nah, I'll overcharge her, because Mash's overcharge doesn't matter too much either, and crit down is good here, so. This sucks though, I really want to play Genshin, but yeah, it feels really crappy, so it sucks. And if, you know, I'm never gonna not feel crappy for quite a while, so it's not like I can just do it later. I mean, I think the star system can be kind of accurate, you know, it's not gonna be perfect, but overall, I don't think they should, though. I don't think it's a good idea to make rarity reflect lore ability, because it's just, it would be so out of sync with, like, what's gonna be popular in terms of, like, who wants to roll for what. It just doesn't make, how is Nursery Rhyme, it's because 4 out of 5 of her cards were in the final hand. That's why she doesn't have any fucking NP right now. That really sucks. Next turn is really our only chance to crit, because we're not going to have any stars for a while after this turn. I don't really need to crit though, because... well, it depends. Oh yeah, her third skill does more damage to her until you rank it up. That's kind of rough. I mean, if VR Mash gave herself an attack up at least, it would be pretty handy, but no luck. I'm hoping we don't get insta-kills here, though. I think she gains an insta-kill buff right here. Yep. It'd be really cool if we could have lived, though, because if Mash could NP one more time before dying, that would really help stabilize everybody. Oh, just missed forehead. Not enough NP gain looks like though. This is where Hans would be nice though, to combine with Helena. Like they could both use their Sergeant skills, that'd be pretty good for nursery rhyme getting crits. I think we've got Mozart. So if I can crit here, then... So Star Absorb's good here, because then you can guarantee crit on the next one. Although she only has one card. I gotta do the art up anyway. I'll get my MP. 90% chance to crit, that's a little frustrating. Damn. Helena's doing pretty good though, honestly. She's not like, you know, no 5-star or nothing, but she's getting okay value for being AoE. Man, if Mozart had lived, they could have given her double NP down. But, you know, the insta-death is probably what's gonna do us in. Well, we're ready for a bunch of damage right here, but she only has 14,000 life, so no point. Wasting some NP gain, but it is what it is. They're getting more damage out than I thought they would. Yeah, this now she has double insta-death up, and she has guts, and it's a huge guts. I guess what you'd want to do is try to remove her other insta-death up. So she don't have the one. Because this one lasts forever, but it is removable. So if she only had the one, you could probably still not get insta-death. Oh, wait, one turn you can get the effectiveness up. I think that is worth it. I don't have much NP gain on this turn anyway, although I could break chain. Nah. Boy, she still effectively has like 400,000 health though, I think, if her guts is as big as I remember it being, so we're gonna have a tough time here. Geronimo not gonna do so good. I guess I buff Helena because she's got the NP up, so more buff stacking off it itself. Nursery Rhyme's overcharge is more chance to drain. I actually like that. Draining is actually good here. It would have been nice if Nursery Rhyme went first, because then you'd be giving a defense down to Helena, which with all of her other buffs, you know, that'd be decent damage. Honestly, for being AoE, that's pretty respectable. Little taboo boss theme. Okay, I got the drain. I like that. You know, that... Wow, okay. Not bad. Now she has evade, though. I look weird, but I figure getting another NP is my best bet. Stop casting evade! %70 crit, or we just art chain. Art chain's kind of nice because then one of the two is going to have their NP. 70% crit though, but she's got the evade. Yeah, it's not worth it. You only hit once, so. Sadly, we did not get our NP in time to maintain the art up. We're gonna lose it here. It's gonna hurt our damage quite a bit. She used evade again. Oh god. Help. Do I want the drain? I guess I want the drain. At this point, Geronimo can probably get his weight. She's got 2-hit evade. Fuck! I guess I NP with just Nursery Rhyme, and then hope she drains, and then hope Helena just doesn't die. But Helena does more damage. This is tricky, man. Oh god. She's a fan of Ku, apparently. I wish she would have just hit Geronimo and just have used him as a, you know, meat shield for normal card damage. If he gets NP'd, I'm gonna be pissed. Okay, that's good. If you'd hit Geronimo right now, that would be great. Fuck. Fuck! I mean, we should win anyway. She lived so long and she was ready to get her NP there. She's never hit Geronimo. That's bullshit. Don't worry, guys. Don't worry. We got the quick up. It's all good. No problem. Thank God we already got through the guts, though. Yeah, see Geronimo carrying. It's all good. Honestly, for how budget of a team that was, and how both of our casters were AoE for single target, I think Helena did quite well. It's not like Helena was getting carried by caster or Artoria or something crazy like that, so that was pretty good. Pretty solid value that over there. She probably would have been better. I should have worked in Hans instead of Mozart. Overall, I think that would have been better. Bad times here, bad times. That's a fun boss fight, though. It's not, like, super hard, but it's hard enough for you to care. And it's just kind of cool that she has, like, the huge guts and everything. Like, it's fun. I rather enjoyed that setup. Although I'm a little surprised that it won. I like how you have an option of a different amount of dots. That was a really meaningful choice right there. Oh, the sheep is talking. I guess it's Apollo. By the way, Canis is on the sub right now. He just doesn't tell us because, you know, teamwork. Muramasa is very good, especially for, like, the meta. Outside of, like, using Castoria shenanigans, he's still good. There are some, you know, lack of survivability, but he can loop really easily and he's got really good damage. And even without Caster Artoria and stuff, he can definitely NP twice on his own pretty easily. So, still very good. But yeah, with the meta of, like, Caster Artoria and everything, then he's amazing. Although I guess he doesn't have much competition, really, in the Saber department. much talking. The creepy no-eye tribe. But Jason's like such a budget unit, and he's more of a support, so it's not really even a thing. Tomoe is pretty good, but he's definitely better than she is for the offensive side of things, like very much so. Wojcicki's fine. You don't use Wojcicki for that. Like you don't use her that way. But I mean, Wojcicki's actually pretty good these days, but she's more short term. It's like she's not like a looping unit, but she actually has some of the higher short term damage, and then she's very tanky. So. But honestly, people act like Wojcicki's like so terrible. There's been plenty of challenge quests that Wojcicki makes a lot easier. So I mean, she's fine. But she's not. You don't play her like you would play Muramasa, like not at all. That's a Shiki, by the way. What do we want to show off here? Man, I could have gotten Gilgamesh today if we'd gotten lucky, but nope. Look at all these guilds. Look at all these. They're all. Look at this. Ace, Beastly, and me all have Gilgamesh at level 100, 10, 10, 10, NP4, and we all have 50% starting NP with damage side effects CEs. All three of these Gilgameshes are pretty much the same. That's kind of funny. One of these days, though, I'm gonna get NP5. I would have rolled, you know, if he was rated up on New Year's, but sadly he's not. Okay, easy pick. I need to level Ricky Boy next. I think we're gonna level Ricky Boy, Asclepius, and at least Medea and Fuma. I want those 4 leveled for Lostbelt 5-2 at least. And I might slap in like another one in there. We shall see though. Depends on how long we want to wait before we do it. I like this, like, if Arash is gonna use his guts, I'd like to heal him after guts. I think. Gong's good though for the battery and the buster up. Also just bring the heal Mystic Code though. That's coward talk, though. Okay. Probably a filler stage. There's a lot of filler in 5.1. But that's why I like 5.2. There's 0 filler stages, and then 5.5 has filler stages again. But what are you gonna do? This is the character creation theme from the original Demon Souls. So quite an oldie. The only reason I haven't leveled Bedivere is because I kind of wanted to level Karna just for something different, and then nice stun. Also because, you know, he's new, welfare, blah blah blah, and he doesn't take Camelot medals, and Camelot medals aren't that hard to come by. But this account's wanting to max out Lancer or Artoria, so I figured it just kind of made sense. Chat, we still don't have a new She animation update. I don't even know what to say, man. Like it's at this point, you know, it's pretty silly. Like it's been over a year since just the anime, for God's sakes. It's like, what the hell, man? Well, Ushi has less NP than when she started. That's a good feeling right there. She's got it. Land the defense buff. So maybe here's the thing. They have to rate up Ushi at some point, the new one, because she was completed in the story, right? And so a lot of people were like hyped for that, and they're probably pretty annoyed that they still haven't been able to roll on her. So you can't push that forever. And it's not like they're going to rate her up for Lostbelt 6. It's not like they are going to rate her up for Lostbelt 6 because she's probably not going to be in Lostbelt 6. So I think Valentine's Day is a totally possible time. And then maybe with Valentine's Day, regular Ushi might be in the story if there's an event to go along with it, right? And then maybe she gets an animation update then. Hey, Jin, Jesus Christ, thank you for the 5 gifted subs. God damn, dude. I think that was more than 5. God. How you doing, though? Alright, what are we doing here? I would definitely like to get Hanzo's MP again. Yeah, I've seen the silhouettes. And yeah, she is one of the silhouettes, obviously. But that doesn't really mean anything. It's like, we're already about to be in 2021 anyway, so it's not surprising that that's the year she would come out in. What if they don't kill here? Happy almost New Year's indeed. Yeah, we're close. Okay, let's not haunt MP yet and just make sure we kill this guy. Oh yeah, this Arash is grailed, I forgot. I didn't really need to do that. Well, I can use Hanzo's MP to overcharge Arash. Alright, well he has guts, so now is the time. We're literally throwing away 13,000 health though, because you know that makes sense. The nightmare is if like this guy in the back lives. I'm not familiar with this Arash's damage, so maybe he'll proc the 500 heal. That'd be great. Sadly, it's not insta-death, it's sacrifice. That'd be cool if that worked, though. Wow. Damn. See, now we heal again, and then we'll heal again at the end of the turn, and we can have Chin Gong give us the defense buff, and we can use the taunt so we don't get hit, blah blah blah. I think what we do is we don't use his damage cut yet. Yeah, wow, we can really restabilize Arash here. But I can't give him another guts. Maybe maybe I should... I think we have him normal card this guy, then we NP with Ushi next turn. It's very important that Arash survives this. Oh, we heal again. I mean, it's Kanto. Damn! Woo! Okay, sure. We don't even need another Stella. Fuck it. And see, look now. He has double defense up and damage cut. Oh, actually no, triple defense up and damage cut. So he's like, wouldn't take any damage here, then he'll heal again. So not bad. But Ushi's got this. Very smooth. Grilda Rosh looking pretty good right now. With his new animations, man, it's nice. I really like that Arjuna put Gutsy E on him. I hope Arjuna saw this, because that was some fun little gameplay right there. Most RNG-based fights in the main story. Most of the RNG shit show stuff has been challenge quests, but I guess, honestly, Lee is kind of up there. There's a degree of not RNG and just, you know, because he's got the same order with, like, his gimmicks and stuff, but, like, he crits, not crits and stuff. Let me think. Main story. Most of the stuff that really comes to mind to just being a complete RNG shit show is definitely challenge quest stuff. Like, yeah, not Demeter. Demeter is one of the least RNG things they've ever done, which I actually really like it because of that. But like the Shadow Knights of the Round Table is super RNG, but that is obviously not in the main story. So I hate to say this, and it's mixed. A lot of the Zeus fight is not RNG. There's a lot of stuff you need to account for and plan for, like when you break his health bar, the debuffs happen, what his NP does. There's a lot that you can account for and plan around, but there is an obnoxious amount of RNG, and it's mainly because of how much of a difference it makes. If his like heads, his top and bottom things, pillars or whatever you want to call them, his spikes, his antenna, right? If they decide to switch immediately or not, because if they decide to switch in one turn, you have to have done enough damage to kill them in one turn, right? And a lot of budget setups and stuff, that's going to be really RNG if they can do that or not. If they get good RNG, they might be able to do that. So, but it's not the most RNG thing because you have two fail safes. You might have the good RNG to be able to one-turn them, and if that fails, you might have the RNG where they just don't switch. It's not like their switch chance is super high, but it can happen. And if they switch back, that hurts you a lot. Like that hurts you a lot. At least if the setup is, you know, more budgety. So that's kind of annoying. So, but that aspect of the fight is pretty fucking RNG, and I don't like it. But you can generally bring enough value to muscle through that, especially if you're not trying to be like abnormally budget. And then the fight itself is so well designed outside of that it's kind of, you have to give it a bit of a pass, at least in my book. But there is definitely a degree of RNG in that. I have to think about it though. I never really thought about that before. I guess Mothman has a degree of RNG on like that one turn at the end. Like if you blocked his first buff and then if he NPs and then he decides to bust a crit or not. If you quick crits, who cares? But if you bust a crits, you can get one shot, and it just might happen to be like your most important unit, like we saw that earlier. But I don't. The Yankee's not that RNG. There's definitely some RNG in that. His gimmick kind of inherently is RNG. But the third health bar, I wouldn't really say is RNG. It's mainly just have a unit in the wings that is able to NP on their own very easily, like Billy or something, right? So I mean that's kind of fair enough. But I will say, because he has buff removal after damage every single time he attacks, you can have a lot of weird RNG with who he decides to attack that can affect things dramatically. So there's definitely a degree of RNG because of that. Yeah, I would say, as Zaw said, the beginning of the Zeus fight is where most of the RNG is. After that, it's fine for the most part, but there is definitely a degree of RNG at the beginning. Oh, Tuna Boy? Let me think. I mean, I thought that was pretty manageable with it was like, you could deal with the RNG if you had a strong enough team, right? Even if the RNG was the worst it could be. There definitely is some RNG in that, though. If the skeleton decides to attack or buff, and then, you know, which one he attacks can be really bad, and then with the sure hit and everything. I don't think it's that RNG, though. It's mainly you want to bring a strong enough team to be able to weather the bad RNG, and I think it's reasonable to have I think a budget setup can do that. You know, there's always going to be some RNG in the game. You know, Demeter has less than normal. I mean, I think Demeter has the least RNG out of anything I've ever seen, because she follows a set pattern every single turn. And then because she's AoE, there's no like 1 in 3 who she decides to attack and stuff. So she was literally the only RNG in that fight is if she crits or doesn't crit. And her crit chance isn't all that high, and so if you just bring like any crit down, you remove that aspect of RNG. So I honestly, I love the Demeter fight because of that. I love it. It's like, if you're failing, you mostly need to just either change your setup or go prepare a few more units, right? It's like, it's a set challenge, it's a set goalpost that you can meet, right? I actually like that a lot. Yeah, I don't think Amakusa's that RNG because his damage output is so low. Like, even if he does quick charge, it's so easy to build a team around the worst case scenario where he does quick charge and still be totally fine. So it's not, that's really not that RNG. Like, there's a lot of other fights that just have way more like impactful RNG mechanics. Like, really, it's mostly challenge quests. I think the main story's actually been pretty good about that stuff for the most part. You know, challenge quests though, I can think of a lot where it's like, holy crap, this RNG. See ya, Captain. Let's go. Dude, I enjoyed that Spartacus solo so much. That was really fun gameplay. Like, I really had fun figuring that out. Because not only was I having to test CEs and CCs and Mystic Code, it was a lot of weird stuff you could do with Mystic Codes. But then just how you actually choose to play, right, the turns, it was very active in decision making, so I loved it. Yeah, I will say Gramps on NA was easier than JP, but he was absolutely more RNG, right? And that made it in a lot of ways more frustrating. Like, the cap on what you, the strength that your team needed to be able to win was lower on NA than it was on JP, but then the RNG required was higher. So, you know, it's kind of pick your poison on which one's better or worse on that one. You know, regular Arash is actually okay here. I will say, I'm gonna have to wrap up soon because I really am exhausted because of, you know, LOL, I can't breathe. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to rest and, you know, kind of recoup a bit, and then I'll do a Genshin stream later tonight. But, yeah, I'm feeling pretty rough. It is really nice hanging out with chat, though. It's good. It just takes concentration, which is hard. Let's see. So it's just, classes are just everywhere. Could just go some more support and completely focus on Spartacus. Could do that. You know what? Let's do it. Let's go with the big boy. Yeah, thanks for all the kind words, guys. I really do appreciate it. I'm really bad at responding to positive feedback, but, you know, it is what it is. Spartacus' CE should be alright. But yeah, starting in people. Oh! I didn't realize we were doing this one. There's another fight with him later that's a bit harder, but I didn't think that was this soon. Oh, I don't have to switch Mystic Code now. Eek. Oh boy. I'm using the evade on Herc because Arash will be dead, and so there's less targets, so it's pretty likely to get attacked here. Jesus, I like the 1, 2, 3 with the 5 gifted sub. Jesus, man, I don't even. That voice line is amazing, by the way. I don't even know what to say, man. Chat's just been, Jesus. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. And yeah, Happy New Year's, everybody. Hope, it's pretty easy to say that the next year will probably be better, because, you know, the vaccine's on the way, and these things, right? So hopefully it'll turn out better. Do I even have... Oh god, you know what? I'm gonna have Herc NP just because Hans took all the cards. Because it's so... I had to take 2 turns to break otherwise, so I think we just do this. Dude, Arash's voice actor and Spartacus's voice actor, you know, same guy, is just so good, man. Is there any reason to go for a double NP on Hans? I mean, maybe. I mean, I think the beginning of 2021 is still going to be bad because it's going to be a while before the vaccine gets going, and then a lot of people aren't going to take it because reasons and blah 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 blah. And so I think it's going to be a bit rough for a little while, but you know, I'm going to try to stay positive and you know as globally as bad as 2020 was, I mean, I still enjoyed a lot of things in 2020. I've had a lot of, you know, my stream and YouTube have done better than ever. You know, I don't have I make my living from this now. It's incredible. I've met a lot of awesome people. You know, I've had a lot of really good times in 2020, but it's, you know, it's an objective fact. A lot of people have died. A lot of, you know, chaos has happened. There's a lot of bad things that have gone down in 2020. So, but yeah, hopefully, you know, we'll have a better time soon. All right, how does this evade work? It's just a one. Everyone, I think it's just a one-turn evade. I think that's what it is. Okay. Okay, I guess we have Hans in P. That sucks. He was kind of close to getting it and then doing it again, but I think we're better off doing it like this. Give me that Spartacus NP. How about this music, though? I tell you, I'm a lucky bastard to have the support that I do have for my stream, and I'm really excited for, like, you know, one, like when F goes does new things and sharing that in chat and everything, but I'm looking forward to, oh, it was one hit evade, never mind. I'm looking forward to just, like, you know, when new games come out, we get to check them out together. Right now, I'm pretty picky about video games, but, you know, from time to time, stuff really comes out, and we're gonna have, like, the next, you know, F go at some point, and, you know, I'm just so looking forward to, as, you know, life goes on, you know, getting to, you know, share that stuff. It's honestly just been awesome. I've loved it so much, so I'm really looking forward to that kind of stuff. And, you know, if they would add story replay, that would be good. Wonder what brought that on. Can he do 100,000 damage if he doesn't? We don't have the Mystic Code buff, because I kind of want to tag one of these guys. But I guess, fuck it. I mean, he might do about, let's see, when he had his Buster up and the Mystic Code attack up against Luvia, he would do about 75k, and that's when he's not getting his Berserker bonus. Now we are getting our Berserker bonus, but we don't have the Mystic Code attack up, instead we have Hans's. So I'm thinking I think we at best, we'd be at like a 90k, although he has the defense down too. And we've got that crit from Herc though. Oh, this is tricky. I mean, how, it's not worth it though to just kill one trash mob, is it? I mean, they are annoying, and they're about to get their NP. I mean, honestly, I probably don't even need to NP then. I could just, like, do the Buster crit. Because Herc has an attack up and a crit up, and a defense down. He'd probably do about 100k. Well, fuck. Let's do this. I'm gonna have faith. We're gonna do this and give him the NP up. And then we'll NP and kill that guy. Does he have it, chat? Because he gets the NP up and the defense down. So I think he might have this. I think he might have this. Nope. No faith there. 89k. God damn it. Yep. Okay. That really close. You know what? If he had killed right there with that Buster card, the extra attack would have broken Chiron's health bar. That's frustrating. This song is also from Mabinogi Reborn, and it's the Succubus Queen theme song. Which is like so unfitting. I say it's funny because I don't think anyone would hear this song and think, oh yeah, Succubus Queen. Like, not in the slightest. Now we have a bunch of overkill again, but what are you gonna do? Please tell me I put Ku in the back row or something, because he'll have no problem cleaning this up. And his guts gets through Chiron's NP, so... I didn't think this was a regular boss fight, so, you know, I wasn't bringing, like, a team that was going to be tailored to this kind of thing. Like a taunt right now would be, oh, hey, we have a taunt. It's only a one-turn taunt, but, I mean, it's something. But how about that? Fuck all Buster cards, though. No Mystic Code is rough. Please don't die in one turn. I really want Shingon to live one more turn. You know what? Let's just take the Buster while we got it. If we get that 50% crit, he'll actually like do so much damage here. So I'm on coin flip. Tails. Fuck, it was heads. It's always heads. And they didn't even attack. They didn't even attack! Nice taunt, bro! Really helping the team out here. That hurts special, though. Yeah, 20,000. Bonking him. You just had to evade, didn't you? You know, for such a scuffed setup and how unprepared we were for this, I think they did pretty good. As good as Hercules is, though, he didn't get that much value here because, like, a lot of his, we didn't give him his Bond CE, and a lot of his, like, tanky stuff wasn't too applicable here. But please don't kill Hercules out of pride. Spartacus can survive it against Gut Strike. Fuck! What a dick. You know what, for that, thankfully Spartacus couldn't die there. They had a target switch, so we're gonna get some vengeance here. You know, you kill Herc, you get the pink justice here, or purple justice maybe. I don't know. It's pinky. It's kind of pink purple. It used to be green, which was nice, but they changed it because of the anime. Yeah, that's pretty pink. That's pretty pink. There's some purple in there too, though. Oh, they're all dead. How about that? I think there's some in the back row, maybe? Yep. These are the last three. Do I heal here? Probably. Spartacus been doing pretty good, and the team wasn't even optimized for him because I didn't think we needed it to be. Give him the hug. I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty jealous of Zaw. I kind of want 100 Spartacus. It's just so much fun, dude. Like, you know, you get to play whack-a-mole with his health bar, and because his maximum health is higher, it actually means something. And then, like, he gets decent value, and but he's not OP. Like, he's not OP at all, right? Like, really, he's absolutely not OP, but he's good. So it's just fun, right? It's a very fun thing to use. Actually, Ku is a really good cleanup unit here just because there's no way he's going to fail. Because between protection from arrows and guts, there's just no way he's going to die here. Like, no matter what happens with Spartacus. Should have swapped those Buster cards around. Close. So close. Wait. I'd gotten the 10% crit, it would have worked, but not too likely on that one. All right, one final hug here. Feels good. I like. That's actually a semi-hard fight because the no Mystic Code makes it pretty nasty. I was pretty happy we did that first try, and we didn't even know that it was that fight. Yeah, I can't decide what to do on this account with Grails. Oh, by the way, you get a Grail from logging in on JP. So even if you have to log in like 3 or 4 times in a row, but even if you don't play JP much, I would suggest logging in to get the free grail they're giving out. It's a login reward for like 3 in a row or 4 in a row. I mean, I wouldn't buy the Arjuna CE until you run into a fight where you want it, right? Just because it is good, it is very good, but there are other things you might want to use your rare prisms on. But I guess it depends. If you've already bought in things like, you know, Anniversary Blonde and Melty Sweetheart and all those kinds of things, then you might as well, I would suppose. You know, it's certainly good. Hey, thank you for the 200 bits. Tabooty, I'll just go with that. What do you think about the Tsukihime remake and F-Go Carnival? I mean, Tsukihime was never really my favorite story to begin with, and there's no telling if the remake is going to make the story side of it better or worse. So I'm kind of neutral about the whole thing, but I'm glad it's happening. And if it makes the story better, then great, right? Because like the original wasn't really my cup of tea, but and so maybe the remake still won't be my cup of tea, but maybe it is. So who knows? But I'm glad it's finally happening, and I look forward to Carnival Phantasm because the original Carnival Phantasm was legitimately funny. It's one of those rare anime that's actually funny. But all right, I think we're gonna wrap up here, boys, because I need to rest. I'm feeling pretty exhausted right now. But I'm gonna try to stream a bit later tonight, do some of the Genshin event, because I'm really curious what that is. Thank you guys for hanging out. I know I was a little off my game today, but hopefully I can, you know, get some rest at some point. But, you know, breathing is hard. But let's see. I should be able to stream tomorrow, though, unless I, you know, keep sleeping bad. But I think I'll be able to stream tomorrow. But yeah, peace out, everybody. And for those that want to watch Genshin, I'll probably stream that maybe in an hour or so. It might be a little bit more than that. We'll see. But peace!